All right. Shout outs to everybody here. Welcome to the stream. What is good? What is good? OJ here. Welcome back to another PE Live. We had a great day off yesterday. I was able to relax, enjoy some video games, and more. Shout outs to Justin with the
we
three.
We have finally reached the point where people call people haters now for Switch 2 grifting. And the buzz about Switch 2 is getting very positive now.
It's almost kind of like I was telling you guys listen, I don't want to say that I predicted the future, but what was I saying last year, the end of last year, early this year? What was I saying? What was I saying? Because history repeats itself. It's the same thing the same type of people did with the Nintendo Switch 1. I don't care what you play, how you play it or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. But let's be real. Let's be honest. If you tell the truth, the separation will separate itself. The people who are grifting and liars will eventually be exposed for exactly who they are. You just got to keep telling the truth. Even if you make less money, even if you don't get as much attention, even if you don't get all the likes, just keep telling the truth. That's all you got to do. I did that with the Switch 1 and that turned out great. You do the same thing with the Switch 2, Justin. Just say the truth. Just be honest. What's positive? What's negative? If you're honest, bro, the truth will find itself. It's always great. So, I mean, I hate to say it. No, actually, I don't hate to say it. I like to say it. But I told you so. I was right on that one. I mean, it was plain and simple. I already knew what was going to happen, Justin. We already knew. But yeah, here's the thing. Switch 2 is not the cheapest system ever that Nintendo's put out. It's actually the most expensive system Nintendo's ever put out. Not inflation-wise, or I think even with inflation it might be still, but it's one of the more expensive ones, so a lot of people didn't have it. But as time goes on, and as all the systems that launched before the Nintendo Switch 2 all got price increases, as now the rumors of the next systems that are coming are up to $1,000. Steam Deck is $1,000 or $600 or $550 to $650. Portable PCs are $600 to $1,000. Everyone's saying, oh, wait a minute, hold up. All that greedy, overpriced nonsense that people put out was a bunch of crock. It was a bunch of nonsense. That's what everyone's seeing. It's actually one of the more affordable current generation devices. Whatever gen you want to put in, whether it's the next gen or the current gen or any gen, it's one of the more affordable ones. So you just got to keep telling the truth. And I said this from the very beginning. I get it on the pricing. Like, I don't want to sit there and call anybody broke or whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, the system price is fair for what it's offering, comparative to the industry. And it's always been that way. Even since last year, it was that way. Even before some of the price increases. Even compared to the $400 Steam Deck. It's $450 versus $400, and one of them comes with cables and a dock, and the other one does not. And one of them stronger, obviously, too. So it was, and I argued that, and people called me names, but I said it was fair even last year, before price increases, and before all that. And now people are seeing exactly what I'm seeing. Now people are saying, okay, well, hold up. There's exclusive games. Oh, I can play Pokopia. Yeah, duh. That's what I was telling you last year, that if you want to play the exclusive games, you're going to want one. There's going to be games that are going to come across that aren't going to be on Switch 1 that you're going to want to play. So the thing about it is that we've got an influx of a problem, probably about, since the end of December, we've probably got an influx of about 3 million, probably around 3 million new users. So then that's probably a bunch of new people that are planning on getting a Switch 2 or that have already got a Switch 2. So that's what happened, Justin. So you got a lot of new people joining into the fray. You see people seeing what happened with Xbox and PlayStation and where that's going. You see the prices of how things are, and you realize that, oh, the Switch 2 is actually a good value in comparison. Because even if you take the $399 PS5, that's here in the US, you can get a $399 PS5. That's digital only. If you want to play physical games, you got to cough up another $80 to play the disc drive. Then that does make it more expensive than the Nintendo Switch 2 here in the US. So even that has a asterisk by it, you know? So that's really what it comes down to. I mean, I already knew that was going to be the case, but you know, now we have the proof. Shout outs to Quiet Lion Gaming with the gifted membership. Yo, thank you so much. Justin with the 3. Anybody does 3 or more, you can beat up my man Justin. Remember, we need to get it rocking today, guys. If you drop a dono, make sure you put your video game music request. If I can play it, I will. Also, if you drop a membership or whatever, gift the membership or become a member, I will also play a video game track for you. Just let me know, Quiet Lion. Thank you for the gifted membership. You guys give some love to Quiet Lion for gifting a membership. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Quiet Lion. Thank you for the 1 gifted. Anybody else want to beat up my man Quiet Lion? So we've got a couple combos on the board here already. We're going to have our full extension today, guys. So if we hit our extensions, we will extend the stream. Yeah, there was a lot of misinformation about the Switch 2 at the beginning. Yeah, there was a lot of misinformation, so that also helped, or that also hurt. Shout outs to, let's go over the shout outs though. Dior, Justin is here. Big love to Justin. Shout outs to Justin once again, 3. Anybody does 3 or more, you beat up my man Justin on both boards. Poor RGT, in regards to Pokemon Pokopia, he claims that Pokemon is not in the title. He claims that, what does that even mean? It's called Pokemon Pokopia. It's not just called Piccopia. It's called Pokemon Pokopia. What is he talking about? Bead Queen is here. What's up, Bead Queen? General Zamora. What's up, General Zamora? Figure Drawing. What's up, Figure Drawing? Welcome. What's up, Brandon? Shout outs. What's up, Mega Lee? What's up, RNG? What is good? Mike Dude, what's up, man? Welcome. Oz 5150. What's good, man? Welcome. Let's see. This is the exact same thing that happened with Switch 1. And the thing about it is that it was even worse with Switch 1 because by this time, like let's say you take it like the beginning of the year, like 2018 for Switch 1, there was no third-party games. There was barely, I mean, it was just indie stuff. There was barely any third-party games. The big difference with the Switch 2 is that there's third-party games. We've got Dragon Quest, we've got Final Fantasy, we've got Digimon, we got Grand Blue, we've got 007 coming, we've got Elden Ring, now that's looking better, that's coming. We've actually got a lot of third-party games. We've got Monster Hunter Stories, even though it doesn't run the best on Switch 2, but whatever. A lot of stuff didn't run good on Switch 1. We got Monster Hunter Stories, we got Resident Evil Requiem, we've got Pragmata, there's too many games coming out, you know? So that's the big difference. Plus, there's a bunch of indie games that are coming out as well. So that's the big difference between Switch 1 and Switch 2. Switch 1, we was just like, well, we just got to wait for the first-party games because there ain't no third-party games. And I got to sit here and make videos why there's no third-party games. Well, none of the developers cared. That's why there's no third-party games. Shout-outs to Johnny. Thank you for the 12 months. Appreciate that. Trying to join the crew here. Hey, what's up, Riz Taella? What's up, man? Welcome. What's up, Blandrew? 40 hours in Pokopia, still on Island 2. Yeah, I'm 15 hours and still on Island 1/2. But I've been playing a lot of Xenoblade X. I'm trying to get Xenoblade done. Justin with another 3.
Also, the minimum for Steam machine verification 1080p 30 FPS is breaking some people because you just know they thought verification was going to be 4K 60 FPS.
Well,
to
yeah,
make it back to back from Sonic Rush, but try not to cringe.
It's a console, and once again, this verification thing. That's why I'm not a big Steam person guy, because it's just fake PC stuff thrown into a console. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to check for verification. I don't want to do all that with the console. I don't feel like doing all that. That's why I don't think the Steam machine's gonna be anything for, like, you know, for console gamers. Why worry about verification or not? Just get a PS5. Like, just if you want to play console, I mean, now listen, if you already have your Steam library, and I get it, you want to play your Steam games on your TV, then okay, you can do that, no problem. There's a reason for the Steam machine, and I 100% understand. And some people are gonna buy it, but for me, I'd rather just buy the game on PS5. I'd rather just have the option of having a real physical version. Steam machine, there is no real physical versions of the games. I'd rather just do it like that, you know. Now maybe if it's a multiplayer game, free online, but like, you know me, I stopped playing multiplayer like that, so I'm good. I'm good. All right, let's see here. Sonic Rush, and the track from Sonic Rush is Back to Back. Sonic Rush Back to Back. People really liked this game back in the day, Sonic Rush. Thank you so much, Justin. Appreciate another $3 dono coming in. 6 on the board. You are still currently the Hokage. Anybody does 6 or more, you can type or pass it my man Justin on the Hokage board at the top of the page. Let's go. Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, Superpower Man? Welcome. What's up, Brandon? Welcome. How you doing today, guys? What's up? What is good? What is good? What's up, Corey? Just saw a video shared on Twitter, Elden Ring. When do you think we could see some news on the release? Probably coming up pretty soon here. I'm guessing we'll get a release date before the end of June. So maybe in the next month or so, we'll probably get it. I'm guessing since they let that footage be released, that they're getting closer to a release of the game. Party Man says, I think we only had Kirby Star Allies for the part of 2018, right? Yeah, I think that's really all we had was like Kirby Star Allies and maybe something else. There wasn't really much. Pokopia is significantly better than Kirby Star Allies. Like, Pokopia absolutely destroys it. Also, Xenoblade Chronicles X, even with the situation with the graphics, that also absolutely destroys Kirby Star Allies. So yeah, I have a little bit of a cold, guys. A little bit of a stuffy nose, but nothing too crazy. In RGT's video, at the 6-minute 10 mark, he says that Pokemon is not in the title. He must have been joking around, or he doesn't know what he's talking about, but it's literally called Pokemon Pokopia. Like, that is the unless he's talking about the actual logo or something. Pokemon Pokopia. Let's take a look. And like I said, unless he was just joking around, but no, it's called Pokemon Pokopia. It's in the title as well, Pokemon Pokopia. So I think he was probably joking around or something. Yo, Broads Gamer with the 25 opening thread. It would have been an opening thread if it was through Streamlabs or PayPal, but that's okay. Super Chat opening thread is fine too, baby. Yeah, I'll check out Crimson Desert. Let's see here. Yes, I saw the Tomb Raider devs. I don't really care though about Tomb Raider too much, but yes, I did see that Leaf Storm. Let's see here. I know you're from the UK though, so you guys love Tomb Raider there, but yes, I did see it. But I'm good on Tomb Raider for me personally. Let's see here. At least those old Tomb Raider games. Let's see here. Broads Gamer with the 25 says people slobbering on the Steam Deck and Steam Machine, but need a flow chart and Venn diagram to determine if the game is going to work and how well. I'll take a game guaranteed to work when I play it. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, like, I get it. Every system doesn't have perfect performance. Nintendo Switch 1 didn't. Obviously PS5 doesn't. There's games that have some issues here and there, but it's like you don't have to worry about charts or diagrams or any type of weird stupid stuff when it comes to consoles. Like, it plays what it plays and it is what it is, and you don't have to tweak things. And that's the whole part about being a console gamer that makes it, you know, different and makes it what some people want. So yeah, I'm good on Steam Machine. It's probably also going to be pricey as well, but I'm good on it. But for other people, that's fine too. You know, broads, like, if they want it, they can go get it. And good luck, have fun. But you know, I know there was a lot of people that were saying that the Steam Deck was going to do some type of crazy and everyone's going to be buying Steam Deck, and that didn't happen. That was a lie. Well, it wasn't a lie, but that was false. That didn't happen. And then now, basically, what we've got to with Steam Deck is the biggest form of cope that I've ever seen in my life. You have people saying, oh, well, you know, it's doing good for portable PCs. You're making all sorts of excuses. You got people, you know, lying to themselves and acting like they weren't trying to pit this against Nintendo Switch 1 and eventually Switch 2. So yeah, you got a lot of cope and seed with people that are just like crazy PC peeps. What's up? Okay, we'll talk about it later, yeah? Okay. Sorry, my wife was telling me about something. Broads Gamer, thank you so much. But yeah, you got a lot of cope and stuff when it comes to all that, you know? Which is weird.
I'm over 40 hours into Pokopia. The only criticism I really have is I wish when you build something you could just call all the Pokemon over to build instead of making you bring them over. You
gotta drag them one by one. That should be a quality of life thing, and it almost seems like it was set up to be that way, because it says like bring them all here, or it says like hire all of them, but it's like, no, you have to have all of them there already with you and then hire all of them. So yeah, so there's definitely some quality of life features that would be nice for them to add. So like if we want to build something, bring them all over, like instead of having to, like, once again, drag them one by one. So yeah, I agree with that. Thank you so much, Justin, for another $3 donut. 36 on the board, guys. We are out here. Why do I think Switch 2 is better than Legion Go 2? One, I never said that Switch 2 is better than Legion Go 2, but if I was to give my opinion on why I like it's not just Legion Go, but it's just consoles. I like consoles over a handheld PC. A handheld PC deals with all the stuff that Steam Deck has to deal with, deals with all the stuff that a PC has to deal with. It does not have exclusive games. When it comes to games built specifically for it, you're once again looking to see, and you're tinkering with something to see if it's going to run. You know, so for me, it's that. And like I said, the games are the biggest thing. So on Legion Go, you're not going to get Piccopia. You're not going to get, you know, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. You're not going to get the next big Xenoblade game. You're not going to get Pokemon Wind and Waves or Winds and Waves. You're not going to get Donkey Kong Bonanza or Mario Kart World or any of the actual big first-party games that Nintendo's releasing on Switch 2 exclusive. You're not getting any of that. So for me, it comes down to games, functionality, and just ease of use. That's why I think that Switch 2 for me is better than any portable PC or handheld PC. But once again, for you, if you think it's better or if you don't think it's as good, that's fine too. I don't care what you like or what you think is good or not. I'm more like, no, I care, but I don't care if you like something more. That's your opinion. It's cool, you know? But that's my opinion. That's always been my opinion, that consoles, I like a console experience more than a PC experience. And handheld PCs give you a PC experience. Like, that's what they're trying to do. Some of them have used, like, you know, the Steam OS, and that's fine. I had a Steam Deck, but there's still issues with that. And there's also not seamless docking between TV and portable play. Handheld PCs don't handle it anywhere near as good as the Switch 2. I think also Legion Go 2 is significantly more expensive than the Switch 2. So listen, I can buy one if I want one, but I mean, I don't really feel like spending that type of money on a handheld PC. So there's also that as well. So there you go. Shout outs to Justin. Thank you for the $3 dono, though. I appreciate that. 36 on the board. We are out here. Combo breaks. Overclock. 30-minute extension. Let's go.
Overclock Buster!
Next one up at 45. We are, 9 combos away? And we've got that as well. Are you going to complete Pokopia anytime soon? Probably not anytime soon. I'm going to beat Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. I'm still going to play Pokopia every now and then. But I probably won't beat it anytime soon. I'm trying to get through Xenoblade. And then I'll hammer down on Pokopia. Justin with another $3 dono as well. Shout out to Justin.
Also can appreciate that we don't have to deal with the article a week or two ahead warning you that this Nintendo game leak online, be careful.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's like I said, that's a good thing for for us content. I mean, listen, for content creators, depends on what type of content you create. But for gamers, yeah, we literally, because of key cards and because of Nintendo cracking down, there's been almost no leaks of this game leaked out early, all the spoilers. I mean, there's been some, but it's been usually really close to the release, and for a lot of games, it just doesn't happen because of key cards. So for a lot of third-party games, it just doesn't happen. But yeah, it does happen for first-party games. Like, we do get those, but yeah, it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be, or as it was with Switch 1, you know. So that's awesome. OJ, please know that not all of us Steam Deck owners are PC drones. I mean, there's barely any of you Steam Deck users, so no, I know it's not everyone, you know. You think Steam will ever make consoles obsolete? No, there'll always be room for consoles. Did VatSense say this? Oh no, user said this. Okay, you said RGT hurt my brain with the Pokemon is not even in the title rationale. He was trying to make a point about how surprising Pocopia's sales are. Like he does this for a living. No shade, but with LOL. Okay, so I think really what's happening here is that I didn't see the video of what he said. I didn't see it. So a lot of times you guys come here with stuff that he says and I can't verify it, but it does seem like some of you guys are saying that he said that there's not Pokemon in the title. So that's the reason why it's surprising. That's not the reason why it's surprising. It's not because Pokemon is in the title. So I think really it comes from someone who doesn't care about Pokemon and didn't really research it too much, or didn't pay attention, and he just off the whiff, right? He doesn't script his videos. So I think it was just off the whiff, off the top of his head, because he just hears people saying Pokopia. So I'll get into it a little bit more here after this $5 donut from Party Man.
I'm sick of this weather, lol. Was plus 80 degrees yesterday, then thunderstorm last night. Then temperature drops and snowed today with freezing rain after. Please give me spring, lol. Anyway, gaming on Switch 2 is great though.
Okay.
Mario Galaxy music, please.
Mario Galaxy. Okay. So, shout outs to Party Man. Big love, dude. Yeah, you know, you live in a bipolar area. When I went there, it was like hot for summer. I mean, it was summer, but it was like hot like it is over here, you know. And sometimes it's not like that, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, man, it is what it is, you know. I mean, here where I'm at, it's warm and toasty. It's like 80 degrees. It's been 70 to 80 degrees, so it's already summer. Which, you know, I gotta load up on my Reebok Walmart tees, you know what I'm saying? But no, it's been good, man. It's been good. I'm sorry to hear about your bipolar weather that you got over there in the East Coast. Thank you for the 5. When it comes to what RGT said, yeah, I think really it comes down to him just not really playing Pokemon or knowing Pokemon. And I think that really what's surprising about it, it's not the fact that, you know, even if it didn't have Pokemon in the title, what's surprising is that it's a spin-off. Spin-offs don't sell as well as mainline games. This is selling on par, or more like a bit, not on par, no, let's not say on par. But this is selling like you would see for a 10 million seller game, right? Like a game that could sell 10 million. There's been no Pokemon spin-off game that has sold 10 million. Actually, not even close. It's like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red or Blue or whatever. Like that sold like 5.8 million, the last numbers that we know of. But most Pokemon spin-off games, actually everyone that's been recorded, has less than 6 million in sales. So the fact that Pokemon Piccopia is pretty much in the middle of the pack for Pokemon spin-offs, it's like right in the middle of recorded sales. That is the surprising thing. Not because there's not Pokemon in the title, or maybe people weren't saying that there was Pokemon, they're just calling it Pokopia. It's surprising because Pokemon spin-off games don't sell this well. This is selling like a big, you know, 10 million seller, and no Pokemon spin-off games have ever done that amount. So that's why it's surprising. If you look at other Pokemon spin-off games that are recent, new Pokemon Snap, this literally passed up new Pokemon Snap already. Like it's already gonna pass it up, or it has already passed it up at this point. That is the surprising thing, because new Pokemon Snap came out when there was a much bigger install base, and this Pokopia just cooked it. Same thing goes for Pokken Tournament. Pokken Tournament got cooked instantly. So the Pokemon spin-offs that we've been getting, the high profile ones, this one just absolutely obliterated the lifetime sales for those games in 4 days. So that's the surprising thing about it. So yeah. No, I mean, I think at this point, figure drawing, now that we have multiple people saying that's what he said, I think once again, it was a brain fart. I don't think he was just going off the cuff about why it was surprising. And maybe I think his brain told him he's just been calling it Pokopia, you know, instead of Piccopia, but he's just been calling it that. So I think his brain told him, oh, that's what everyone's calling it. Everyone's calling it this because I'm calling it this. But no, it's actually called Pokemon Piccopia. That's the official title, is Pokemon Piccopia. So yeah. So I think that's what happened. It was just a brain fart. So let's see here. When he's saying that the game sold well because Pokemon isn't in the title, or it didn't sell well because Pokemon isn't in the title, he was saying that it's surprising that it's the reason why the game sales are surprising is because, and he said Pokemon wasn't even in the title. So he was trying to make the sales like nobody expected it, because look, Pokemon's not in the title, but Pokemon is in the title. At least that's the impression that you guys are telling me that what happened. Like I said, I didn't see it, but that's the impression that I'm getting. Dane with the 3.
Pokopia hitting like crack in the 80s. I'm 30 hours in and barely got my Pokemon Center set up in Area 1 and 2. I'm always getting distracted.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to surpass my total 80 hours that I spent in ACNH before the time I finish the main story.
I spent 50 hours, and I know I'm going to beat that out, too. Also, big love to Justin as well with another 3.
It went from a spin-off to maybe the start of a new series. Can I get some Pokopia music?
Yeah, absolutely. I think at this point, but there's really no reason to make a sequel to it. They can just keep on selling the same game, you know? They can just keep selling the same game, like, and just add new stuff to it. That's all they got to do. They don't really need to make like another one, but I think that maybe, yeah, in like 7 years or something, maybe they make another one. But there's really no need to make any like a new one right now, like anytime soon, you know. So yeah. On a side note, the whole Switch 2 battle map situation seems overblown. Got 2 hours and 30 minutes on Requiem, airplane mode, 60 to 70% brightness. Cyberpunk similar seems reasonable. Yeah, it just depends on the brightness and like what features you have. Like, you know, do you have HDR and stuff on? It's gonna vary like that. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate that. Where is Eternal Darkness in Nintendo Requiem? Let's see here. What's up, Wilberforce? Quiet Line with the $5 dono as well says, do you think that the console experience will ever go away? Seems like more gamers are PC focused these days. I much prefer consoles though. I think PC gamers are really loud online. There's plenty of console gamers, as we see with the sales numbers of the Switch 1 and now the Switch 2 and the PS5. So no, there's console gamers. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Quiet Line also deported with the 2. Comes through as well, says or do crack and play Pokopia, both of both worlds. I mean, well, if you're doing that, you might not be able to play Pokopia for very long because you could get arrested, you could die. There's all sorts of things that can happen to you, hospitalized. So I don't recommend the drugs part. I recommend the Pokopia part, but not the drugs part. Shout outs to One Up Penguin. Thank you for the 66 months too, and thank you deported with the $2 dono. We can learn from OJ. He is very diplomatic. LOL. Shout outs to the basic maturity. Hey, no problem. Hey, what's up, QB Talks? Welcome, man. How you doing today, brother? Good to see you here. I feel like Pokopia will get a Switch 3 edition eventually. I mean, if there is going to be a Switch 3, then possibly. But, yeah. Possibly, if there is one. Let's see. The Switch 2 theme. Then the Switch 2 theme's gone. Back to Pokopia theme. Pokopia theme rules all. PC gamers are allowed online because they can't play their games because they aren't optimized. A lot of PC games are optimized, but I mean, like I said, PC is a huge market, so I mean, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, there being a big PC crowd online. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, they're on the PC, right? So it's like you can play a game and also talk from your PC. so I mean, if anybody's gonna be online, it's gonna be them, right? So it makes sense to me. It makes sense. Let's see here. Yeah, make sure you guys check out Kiwi Talks, man. He does some great interviews, does some great work on his channel. It's fantastic. So make sure you guys go subscribe to him. Kiwi Talks. Phenomenal content creator. And interviewer. Chat, what did OJ drop on Elden Ring? Help a brother out? Yeah. It looks like Elden Ring's running a lot better based off of the gameplay that we got at GDC. So I'm going to show you guys the gameplay. I did shorten it down a bit just because it was long, so I'm going to shorten it down a bit for you guys.
Here's something to remember: most gamers on X are PC gamers. Also, speaking of crack, did you see my Pokopia post on X? Lol.
Which one? I'm not sure which one that you, but yeah, like let me know which one and I can definitely check it out. Give me 1 second though. Let me show you guys this footage from GDC. And then we can kind of go from there. Big love to Justin. Thank you for another dono, man. We have already cracked the 1 hour combo breaker. But can we go? I think we can. Let's go ahead and let's hit that Noah and Mio flying through the skies. Then I'll get you guys the footage of Elden Ring. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for your support. All right, so this footage is from GameSpot, and here's what they had to say about Elden Ring.
Hey folks, we recently got some hands-on time with Elden Ring Tarnished Edition running on the Nintendo Switch 2 handheld mode. As you can see, we weren't able to do direct capture, so it's all over the shoulder. I apologize, there's no sound. That's just kind of how this was set up, but hopefully you're able to get an idea of how it runs. So for those who may not be keeping track, Elden Ring was supposed to be shown at Gamescom last year. However, it got pulled last minute because it was having some technical issues, particularly with frame rate. Based on what you can see and what we played, it seems much smoother than it was before. Additionally, this version has some extras, including some new classes. As you can see, we are playing as one of the new classes that starts with a curved greatsword. The other class starts with the Milady, which was added in the Shadow of the Erd Tree DLC. Something else added to this version It's with the Milady, which was added in the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. Something else added to this version is torrent customization. We didn't get to see that here, but we got to spend around 15 minutes exploring the opening area in Elden Ring. As of now, this is still scheduled to come out in 2026, but we don't have a firm release date, so stay tuned for that.
All right, so shout outs to Deported Slaying with the $5 dono. And he says, off topic, but the hot streak Capcom is on right now is crazy. I hope people are appreciating this. They are rivaling Nintendo and Sony first party right now. I think they're definitely above Sony and absolutely rivaling Nintendo to a degree. Yeah, so I agree with that statement. Thank you, Deported, with the $5 dono. Kiwi Talks says, Dennis Dyack told me there's some legal matters with Nintendo as to why nothing happened with Eternal Darkness. Unfortunate. As you can see here, though, the footage does look okay. It looks a lot better than what it was when it was lagging all over the place. Polygon says that it's running around 30 to 40 FPS depending on what's happening on screen. So we'll see if they have performance options like a performance mode or a quality mode or other stuff. This is just some footage from, like I said, GDC. They let them check it out. Just portable only. There's no docked play either. So we didn't get any, like, how's the docked play going to be? Or anything like that. So hopefully they have a good amount of options, or hopefully, you know, it's a solid, you know, 30 with no dips or anything, or very minimal. But yeah, it looks a lot better than when it was when we first saw it back last year. Definitely looks like it's running a lot better. And to show portable mode, that's good, because then, you know, in dock mode it should run better. So it should even run better in dock mode. So that's good. Excuse me. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, GWX? What's up, OJ? The person who spoke about doing whack crack, son, I'm gonna tell you this one time. If you want to keep working here, stay off the drugs. You know, I don't remember the movie. No, I don't remember that movie. Shout out to Justin with another $3 dono. Let's go.
I sent it to you on X. Also, can I get some Little Root Town?
Yeah, we'll get some Little Root Town going in just a bit. All right, I'll check it out for sure, Justin. Thank you for another 3, man. Thank you. Yeah, not bad for handheld mode. Not bad for handheld mode at all. Elden Ring really benefits from 60 FPS, absolutely, but I don't think you're going to be able to get a stable 60 FPS on Switch 2, considering you can't get a stable 60 FPS on PS5. If you want to get a better frame rate on PS5 that's more closer to 60 FPS, you got to buy the PS4 version and then play the PS4 version backwards compatible through your PS5. But I played the game on PS5 and it's definitely not a stable 60 FPS. At least when I was playing it. Maybe PC you can get that depending on your rig, right? But yeah, you're not gonna get. I mean, you don't get it with Steam Deck for sure. Maybe you can get it with the ROG Ally X. Not 100% sure, but yeah, it's gonna be tough to get a stable 60 FPS for sure. So they're probably gonna do the best that they can. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. All right, let me see here. You sent the post on X. All right, let me check it out here. Pocopia. Oh yeah, it's like the Tyrone Bigham's post right there. Can I get some of that Pocopia? That's pretty much how it is. I see people that have like 100-something hours in the game. The game like just came out. They already got like a bazillion hours. They've just been playing Pocopia the whole time. Just been playing Pocopia 24/7, man. Just been playing it. All right, let's see here. Little Root Town as well. Little Root Town. Yeah, I don't think PS5. I don't think PS5 Pro does anything to the frame rate. I'm not 100% sure. I can't. So don't quote me on that. But yeah, I don't think it does. But maybe. I guess it's near release. It should be on the next Direct for sure. We'll see. It might not. They might just show off the, you know, hey, here's a trailer for the game. Here's the release date. You know, here's this and that. They might just do that. You know, you never know. Like it's weird with how the Directs and stuff work these days. So they could just say, here it is. You know. Actually, no. Hold up. What did I have there? I think I had 71. There you go. 71. The Port with another 2 says, I could see Charlie Murphy playing Pocopia. Rip. Rest in peace. Charlie Murphy! Yeah, I could definitely see that too. He'd be like, what the 5 fingers? Say the Charmander! Or more like, what's that one Pokemon that does like the hand thing, that big Pokemon? I forgot the name of it though. Thank you so much, Deport with the $2 dono. Appreciate that. I've got 80 hours because I like building stuff for Pokemon. There you go, 80 hours. Q3 is going to be a bloodbath for third parties. Devs are trying to avoid launching in the way of GTA 6. Some third parties have been delayed to 2027 on the already on the Switch 2 in the front because of GTA 6. Yeah, GTA is going to be a monster. You probably don't want to launch your game like anywhere near GTA. Maybe like a month or so before GTA or a month or so after GTA. But you definitely don't want to launch it around GTA, like anywhere around GTA. So that's coming out in November. So I mean, I think if you put your game out to 2027, or if you put your game out September, or even I would say beginning of October, I think you'll be okay for the most part. But yeah, you probably shouldn't be launching anywhere near November 19th. That's for sure. Let's see here. Yeah, I can't even get Elden Ring to stay locked at 60 FPS on a PC with a 4070. From Software stinks at optimization. I think it's their engine. I think that's really what it comes down to, is like the engine that they use. But also what you guys use. You guys use PlayerEssence. Well, we're going further beyond. 73 on the board. Goodness gracious. 27 combos away already from the Platinum 124. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Pokopia is still sold out in stores. Most people got to get it through shipping at the moment. Yeah, or digital, of course. But yeah, Pokopia is doing crazy numbers. I wouldn't be surprised if Pokopia hits 10 million units by the end of the year or so. It's selling at a crazy rate. And this is one of those games, it feels like Animal Crossing, New Horizons. It feels like that type of game. Now, will it sell 50 million? I don't think it's going to sell 50 million. But will it sell 10 million plus? Probably. Like, it feels like it's going to just keep selling because the Animal Crossing fan base and the cozy fan base is limitless. The people who like Stardew Valley, Minecraft, you know, these type of games, like Pokemon, obviously, Animal Crossing, there's just like hundreds of millions of these people, right? At any given moment, between Animal Crossing, Minecraft, people that like Pokemon, people that like Stardew Valley, like, so you have a huge base of people to sell the game to. I think that's one of the reasons why it's doing so well. And there hasn't been a big cozy hit in a while. What was the last major cozy game that really made any waves, right? Like, I'm not in the cozy community, but it's like Disney's Dream Light, whatever. Like, that's kind of a cozy game that people thought was okay. But like, there really hasn't been anything since Animal Crossing, since Stardew Valley, like the Minecraft. These are like the mainstays in the cozy genre. It looks like Piccopia the next mainstay, like where it just sells just like Stardew Valley keeps selling, just like Animal Crossing keeps selling, just like Minecraft keeps selling. Piccopia might be that same type of thing here, you know. So we'll see. What's up, Agchi? Welcome, man. Good stuff for free agency for 49ers. Yeah, 49ers pretty good. Dre Greenlaw back. They got that that guy from, I can't say his name, and I feel like a bad Nigerian right now, but I cannot say his name, so I'm not even gonna try. But they got that Cowboys defensive lineman that's one of the best interior linemen in the league. They got Mike Evans from Tampa Bay, who's one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. Like, it's a pretty good offseason for the 49ers. I like what I'm seeing. I like it, and I like it a lot. So I'm looking forward to the season, man. I cannot wait to see, hopefully Dre Greenlaw stays healthy, but I can't wait to see Bosa, Greenlaw, Warner. Oh my gosh, that dude, oh my god, dude. Michael Williams, all those guys are back, you know? All those guys are back, so I'm excited, man. I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to it. Crimson Desert coming to Switch 2. I know it to be true. I just don't know if it's 2026 or 2027. Yeah, there was a leak too about that game. But yeah, I think they can probably optimize it, get it going like at a 720p with DLSS or something like that. 30 FPS, maybe with some dips here and there, or 30 FPS solid. I think they can probably get that going. So that'd be cool. I'm gonna pick it up on PS5 though, PS5 Pro. But yeah. OJ, Hello Kitty. Oh yeah, that Hello Kitty game was kind of big, but they didn't really give us any sales numbers for that though. Or did they give us sales numbers? Although it's running on UE5, which had me a little nervous, but I'm hopefully they iron out the bugs for now. What game are you talking about? Oh, Crimson Desert. Oh, okay, yeah. Bravely Default Flying Fairy releases on everything but PlayStation is kind of hilarious. It's a weird decision by Square Enix. They'll probably release a PlayStation version sometime this year too. They'll probably come out at some point. So yeah. I think it's gonna be fun season for SF. Very excited. Yeah, I think I'm excited. I know I'm excited. Bravely Default should have just been on Switch. Don't know what Square Enix was doing with that game. I mean, yeah, it probably should have just been on Switch, but that's one of those games that for some reason it would run at 30 FPS. For some reason there'd be frame rate dips. There's some reason it'd be a monkey paw version of the game, because Bravely Default 2 was 30 FPS with dips for some reason. So I'm guessing, like, it should have just been on Switch 2 or Switch 1. But yeah, whatever. It's on Switch 2. It runs and looks pretty good on Switch 2, so. Let's see here. Crimson Desert is not UE5. Okay, it's their own engine. Yeah, Crimson Desert is not UE5. Custom engine. I was talking about on High on Life 2. Oh, High on Life 2. Yeah, High on Life 2 is crusty on the Switch 2. It's 30 FPS, same as the Switch 1 version, right? Or whatever. Or like, yeah, that's not good. So yeah. Let's see, Crimson Desert is Black Space Engine. There you go. Whatever that is. Bespoke Engine. Awesome Engine. Super Engine. Oh, is there another time for Niners Chiefs Super Bowl rematch? No. Excuse me. No. Not a Niners Chiefs Super Bowl rematch. No. The Niners are going to be there, but not the Chiefs. Somebody else. Somebody else. Niners Bills. There we go. Niners Bills. Somebody else is going to be there, not the Chiefs. Did you hear about the Nightmare VR Echo trailer today, releasing next month? No, I didn't, and I honestly do not care. Yeah, Western devs are prioritizing in terms of I mean, they're not going to prioritize Switch 2 just yet over the more powerful systems for their engines. I mean, which is fine. I don't care, to be honest. I have my PS5 and my Xbox Series for that. But yeah, we'll see what Western games come over.
Mr. Mime is the Pokemon with hands came to check in from Pokopia. This game is dangerous. I am a casual noob gamer and I have 40 to 45 hours in the game. So far I needed to set time limits. Play some music please. Offseer Noah and Elysium in the Dream.
Yeah, I'll definitely will play that for you. Thank you so much, Casual Noob. I appreciate that. Thank you for the big $3 dono. Gets us to 76. But yeah, what Kiwi Talks is saying is correct when it comes to the Western developers right now. Not quite prioritizing. We've got some stuff like 007 and a few different things here and there. There'll be more coming. But yeah, right now they're still prioritizing obviously Xbox and PlayStation, which makes sense. Or NPC, which makes sense, at least to them. I think it makes sense. As long as the Japanese developers are putting out stuff. That was my main complaint with Switch 1. And with 3DS and with Wii U, was that Japanese developers were not putting enough effort with the system. So that's what I wanted to see. You know, I mean, obviously I want to see, of course, Western developers put out great games, but I can't sit here and say that when I don't even really buy Western games like that. I don't. So I'm not going to sit here and act like these content creators that act like they buy everything or they support everything when they don't. I don't buy a lot of Western games. I'll just be being honest here. I don't, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'd be there lining up to buy a bunch of Western games on Switch 2. I wouldn't be. So shout out to Kiwi Talks. Thanks for coming out to the stream and dropping some knowledge for us, brother. Make sure you guys check out his channel as well. All right, let's see here. Offseer Noah. Offseer Noah.
Will Crimson Desert be a little bit easier to port since it's on Mac, which also uses ARM?
Maybe, but I'm not sure. That's something that definitely more like an MVG guy would be able to tell you, you know, for the most part. So, thank you so much, Justin, with another 3. Casual Noob, Justin, y'all 3 stacking it up. Thank you guys for your support, man. 79 on the board. We are 21 combos away from that platinum extension. Let's go. Epic Globster, what's up, man? By the way, did you see the trailer for Lumen Tail? I don't think I did. Maybe I'll check it out later. Leaf Storm. I did not see that. Let's see. Are people comparing Pokopia to Odyssey, but Pokopia spin-off to a 20 million install base, saying it rivals Odyssey as well? Nintendo White Knights have been doing spin for the last year. I don't know what that even means. Like, what does all that even mean? Like, what are you upset? Are you happy? What are you? You're saying White Knight, so that's defending. Like, what is your issue? Are you like, what's your issue? Let's hear Elias saying all I care about is Japanese devs, couldn't care less about Westerners. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's cool if they get the Western games. Like, I want to see the Western games come, but if they don't, like, I've got a PS5 Pro. That's what it's for. It's for those big Western games or for those other titles. So yeah, I mean, like, that's really what it's for. I have no problem being a multi-platform gamer. I'm not like some crazy Nintendo person where I gotta play everything on Nintendo Switch 2 or it's death or whatever. It's like, that's fine. If it's not on there, I've always been a multi-platform gamer since I've been able to be financially, you know. Nintendo making a fool of himself on Twitter. I think he's just trying to garner support. He's just trying to get some clout for his channel when he eventually comes back to making videos or something like that. It looks like he's just trying to clout up a little bit. It's not really going well for him though, but yeah, I don't think he's gonna stop. Obviously he's a moron, so you know, I thought about making a video on him because, you know, we had some back and forth and he had some barbed words and I had some words for him, so I thought about it, and maybe I will, maybe I won't. I haven't decided yet. Probably not, but I mean, I could absolutely destroy him, you know, in a vid right now, but you know, I probably won't. I'll probably leave it, but I might, or I might do it on a live stream. Actually, we'll see. If I'm feeling in a good mood though, so I didn't feel like destroying him like today, you know. But yeah, I absolutely obliterated, like cooked him on Twitter, roasted him to oblivion. But yeah, it's all good. Let's see. I'm starting to think we won't get a new direct till June. No, it's not one of those things to where, once again, you gotta wait and see, man. That's probably what Nintendo wants you to think, and then boom, out of nowhere, there's something. So, if I were you, I would just wait and see, more so than try to predict or analyze or whatever. Just wait and see. Let's see here. Who's more Nintendo YouTuber, OJ or RGT? I'm more of the Nintendo YouTuber. Definitely, I'm more of the Nintendo YouTuber. Because I make videos and I stream. RGT just makes videos and barely streams, so that makes me more of a Nintendo streamer. Or Nintendo YouTuber than RGT. Yep. He doesn't want to be known as one either. So I mean, you gotta respect his wishes. He doesn't want to be known as one. Combo breaks. Crimson Desert isn't a Western game. It's Korean. Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like the big graphics games and stuff like that. Whatever. I'll be on the treadmill for the next 30 minutes. Let's go. Hey, there you go. Get your running in, baby. I ran today too. I ran outside for about a good 30-40 minutes myself. Then I did some weightlifting and did some calisthenics in the garage. So yeah, absolutely. What is your decision-making process when choosing which platform to pick up a game? It just depends. If a game feels like it's gonna play better portable, then I'll pick it up on there. So for me, portable play is important for like RPGs for sure. If the game is like running not good on Switch 2, then that also can affect my decision. Like Monster Hunter Stories 3, they pissed me off, so I don't really feel like playing it at all. Plus I've got Xenoblade that I'm playing. But if I was to pick that up at day one, it'd probably be PS5 because the Switch 2 version is not running good enough to me. I mean, now in battles it runs good, so that might be a thing, but I might wait on it, or it would be something that I just pick up on PS5, you know, so... but they definitely pissed me off with the Switch 2 version of that game. They pulled a light Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion. So I just decided to maybe I just won't cover it. I won't play it until it's fixed or until it's just cheaper and I'll play it then, you know. But yeah, I don't like what they did, personally. Justin with the 3 as well. Another one. Let's go.
If you do make a video on him, I imagine it going down like the printer destroying scene from Office Space.
Yeah, pretty much. I absolutely cooked him on Twitter. He tried to sit there and have like a gotcha on me about, you know, hanging out, like in terms of, you know, coming on, like having a debate or a discussion on Switch 2. He's like, oh yeah, are you still willing to pay me? And I'm like, depends, you know, respond to my email or, you know, hit me up so we can discuss payment and all that. He's like, oh yeah, well, I'm not interested because now you know that I'm not a grifter just looking for money. I'm like, oh, you moron. I've invited you to come on the show for free too. I've invited you to come on for free. I've invited you to come on. Like, people have invited you to come on for free or not. You're declining everybody's invites. Stop the cap. And then he made like another tweet about his stupid video, like his buyer's remorse video, which is complete BS, which is just completely one-sided, absolute garbage of a video. And I'm like, yeah, and I ratioed him on Twitter about it, and he's like, oh yeah, like, oh, I got ratioed, what can I do? Like, he was being sarcastic about it, which is fine. No, I like the sarcasm, But so then I quoted him. I'm like, oh yeah, congrats on the 604K. Congrats on that, man. I mean, but I'm like, those viewers haven't been back since you got that. 604K, you got 36 subs, 37,000 subs. Those viewers, most people didn't even sub. They didn't care. They're just there for the Nintendo Switch 2 hate. You're just riding the wave. Those aren't real fans. That's not a real fan base. And all those guys left after you were caught lying and being a fraud for Switch 2 sales. You know, they all left. All those people left. You ain't getting those views no more. And he's like, oh, well, I was more talking about the likes. Bro, you got likes on lots of stuff where you were wrong. You were still wrong. You were wrong on Switch 2 sales before it sold 10 million. You were wrong on Switch 2 sales before it sold 17 million. He made multiple videos. You were wrong on the freaking sales of the system in the first place. You said it was going to sell like the Wii U or GameCube. You've been wrong. The whole last year you were wrong. People like those videos too. Him getting 16K likes, what does that do? That doesn't do anything. Even if all 16K people had a Switch 2 and had buyer's remorse, that's still a tiny, minuscule fraction of the 17 million plus people who bought the system. So there's no relevancy to your video. There's not like, oh, well, that must be true now, because 16K likes? Yeah, that's nothing compared to the amount of people who bought the Switch 2. 16K compared to 17 million. Even if every one of them, which obviously it's not every one of them that even have a Switch 2, but even if every one of them wrote up angry reviews or upset, that doesn't matter. 17 million people bought the system. So this guy's a fraud. He's a big fraud. He tried to downplay Pokopia sales. He got crushed again. He got ratioed crushed again. He's a complete moron. I'm pretty sure he has mental issues too. So like, there's something wrong. There's something mentally wrong with him. And I'm only going this hard once again because he came at me in a way too as well. So I'm just kind of going. I'm just reciprocating the energy. So let's see here. You can see why he's declining. He knows he's getting cooked. Yeah, he's getting cooked. Like I said, the grift is only gonna last so long before people just stop tuning it out to where you can't, like, the sales are gonna overtake the stupidity. So Nintendo said to pay attention to Nintendo Today app because I think announcements in YouTube are leaking and they can control the leaks in the app. Maybe. Let's see here. Maybe. I was excited for Monster Hunter Stories 3 but decided to wait after seeing the performance. Me too. Yep, same thing. Let's see. What's up? Wound Up Penguin says get him. Oh yeah, LJ had to throw down the Thor's hammer on that tweet. Yeah, he got cooked. Like I said, all that YouTube stuff that doesn't work on Twitter. Like Twitter, there's a lot of stupid people, but usually if you tell the truth on Twitter, you'll get more likes and you'll get more appreciation. That's the one thing positive that I'll say about Twitter, is that if you're honest and bring facts to the table, you will supersede people for the most part. Not every time, but you'll get most people on your side when it comes to gaming. YouTube, you can lie, you can manipulate, because the way that the comments work and how people, like, how algorithms work, it's different. Twitter, people, like, it's all text-based with pictures, with few videos, but you can't scam and fraud and do all that. The monetization isn't as much. Like, you can have a heavily viewed tweet, you're not going to make any money off of it. YouTube, you can make a lot of money off of lying and scamming people, like these guys do. So there's really no financial incentive for the liars and the scammers and the Switch 2 grifters to really go crazy on Twitter about it. They'd rather do it on YouTube, where they can hide behind their comment section and they can kind of hide it in terms of things. But yeah, like, he'll never get as big or get that many followers on Twitter as he has on YouTube, because on Twitter, that amount of lying and BS is just going to get you absolutely obliterated. You know, it's just going to get you cooked. You're not going to get any fan base doing that. You're not going to build a fan base lying like that. You can do it on YouTube, and it's financially good for you to do it on YouTube. But on Twitter, there's no financial incentive to do it. You're not going to make any money. And on Twitter, you're going to get absolutely crushed, you know, because people can respond and quote tweet. You can't really quote tweet a YouTube video, and you can moderate your comment section a lot, you know, on YouTube. So it's a whole different beast, you know. It's a whole different beast. Let's see here. Good evening, OJ. How's it going? The spring forward time is the pits. I hate losing an hour of sleep. Yeah, I didn't really care, but yeah, I feel you on that one, brother. He thought that Pokopia Japan data almost about most buyers were already Switch 2 users was a gotcha, as if WOM or pre-launch Switch 2 sales don't matter. Well, I mean, Switch 2 sold 40K more than it did the previous week, and if you compare it to the week before that, it, I think, about doubled. or so plus. I think it sold 127K. So getting 40K more people, and there is still somewhat, Nintendo can't ship every amount of Switch 2s they want to the stores, but for the most part, stores are not stocked full of Switch 2s 24/7 because they pretty much sell out, or there's very low stock at most of the stores in Japan. So selling 127K, so 40K more than what you sold the previous week in the ramp up to it, that shows that it's a system seller. And we're going to see the sales once Nintendo reveals it in May. We're going to see the full sales numbers. So yeah, he just downplays everything because he was wrong. He tried to say that Pokopia sold on the same level as Resident Evil Requiem. It did not. It sold better than Resident Evil Requiem when it comes to Switch 2 sales. And it sold better than Resident Evil Requiem in any single or individual SKU for the most part. From what we know, Resident Evil Requiem sold 5 million. There is one site that said that Resident Evil Requiem sold about 2.3 million on PC, sold about 1.6 million on PS5, sold about 300,000 or more on Xbox, and then sold like 800,000 to a million on Switch 2. So Pokemon Pokopia actually outsold or sold on par with individual SKU systems with way bigger install bases, excluding the Nintendo Switch 2, of course. But it sold more, apparently, than the PS5 version of Resident Evil Requiem, a mainline Resident Evil game. So it sold incredibly well, basically, and it still is going to sell. So it's still going to sell. Dan Dips with the $2 dono. Beat 'em ups and Nintendo Prime are awesome. Those are great content creators, man. You should, I mean, I get you don't have to agree with everything, but I think that they're really good content creators. Shout outs to Dan Dips, though, man. I appreciate you, Dan Dips. Thank you so much for the $1.99. It says, DJ OG, can we get some Ape Escape music? Yes, you can. Ape Escape in the house. Ape Escape. All right, here we go. Thank you. I really don't get why Xbox fans are hyping more graphics from Xbox Helix. I feel like we're going to just be waiting longer for AAA games now. Xbox Helix is an interesting proposition, but Xbox fans are excited for it because they're going to get more performance. The Xbox fans that are left are the hardcore fans, and those were always the ones that were just looking at graphics in the first place anyway, since the Xbox One X and the Xbox Series X, which that's more powerful than the base PS5. So the people that are hyping it up, or the people that are excited for, are the people that are always excited for graphics and PC and frame rate and stuff like that. So that's really what it comes down to. There's not that many of those people, though. That's the thing. Let's see. Nintendo can't seem to monetize Twitter. That's unfortunate for him. I mean, he wouldn't make much anyway, because once again, he'd be getting, if he did monetize Twitter, he'd just be getting community noted 24/7, which you don't make any money when you get community noted. So if he did monetize it and he did get bigger, everyone would just community note him. Like, hell, I'd lead the charge. He would just get community noted over and over for his lies. Like I said, YouTube, you can lie, you can scam, you can fraud, you can do all sorts of stupid stuff on YouTube. But on Twitter, once you get community noted, you make no money. So that grift stuff doesn't work like that. Like the type of grift that he does, which is lie and manipulate, you can do it on Twitter, but you can get community noted, which a lot of grifters do get community noted on Twitter. They don't make any money, but that's all of Nintendo's game is grifting. So a lot of his stuff would get community noted, and he wouldn't make any money. So there's no financial reason for him to do it because he knows what would happen. I think Picopia's price might unlikely go up. Might unlikely. What does that mean? Might unlikely go up? You don't think it's unlikely to go up? That's probably not. It's gonna stay at $70. Let's see. All these grifters seem to be ignoring that metric. LOL. They can't be real people. Like I said, a lot of it is just fake nonsense. Like I said, mental issues. I think I saw Bead Queen here too. Shout out to Bead Queen. I didn't say what up to Bead Queen. Hopefully you're doing okay, young lady. Yeah, it equates to 50% week over week increase in Switch 2 sales in Japan. That's clear system seller. Yeah, and it's not even just about week over week sales. It's about higher ratio or average of sales. If Nintendo's shipping out more units now because they know that people are going to rush out there to buy Pokopia, then you're going to have a higher average, weekly average of sales. It's not just about what you do in that first week. It's also about what you do afterwards. If you're averaging 100K or 80, 90K better than what you were for the previous few months, that's also good too, because most systems don't average most systems don't sell 127K in February or March, but the Switch 2's been able to do that when it comes to Japanese sales. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. I think that we're only at 85 likes. Let's see if we can get to 100 and 25 likes ASAP. I put Pokopia in my wish list. I got a whole year to think about playing it. Hey, there you go. There you go. With Xbox, he was about to have Wii U console sales. That's pretty much what it's gonna be like. I don't see the Xbox Helix doing more than. I mean, it's probably do better than Wii U, but I don't really see it doing better than like 30 to 40 million. I mean, it would be lucky. I would be surprised and I would be shocked if Xbox Helix even hit 30 million. Like, I would be shocked if it did. I mean, it's possible, but if the price range, now let me just preface this by saying, if the price range is $1,000 or so, there's no shot that this thing sells that much, unless they somehow get PC gamers. But PC gamers like PC, they want to be able to upgrade their graphics card and swap out the parts and have that full control, you know, so yeah.
I was thinking, how would you feel if on the eShop had 3 tabs, one for Switch 1 only, Switch 2 only, and both? That you can change with a button and choose your preference in eShop settings.
That'd be nice if they did that. That'd definitely be nice. I would like that. Like, if you can, like, as long as you can just choose or, you know, pick which one, you know, that you want, and it doesn't just, like, force you to do it. Yeah, that'd be nice. Absolutely. Let's see here. Thank you, Justin, for the $3 donut. That shouts to Justin, man. Multiple donos. We're going. 11 combos. 1 JoJo. A little bit over JoJo. Away from the Platinum extension. Let's go, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I would be surprised. I mean, literally 20 million would be shocked. I'd be shocked at 20 million. 20 million at $1,000 plus would be crazy. If it's that price. Now, if it's 700 or something, then that becomes a bit more feasible. But yeah, at 1,000 plus, it's a niche device instantly. It's gonna be hard to sell that many. It is sick to see Capcom somehow prioritizing every modern platform. Yeah, absolutely. The new Xbox will do better than Wii U, GameCube, N64. I can see it stop at 40 million. 40 million is going to be incredibly hard to get to. And the reason, I mean, the only way that it gets to 40 million is if that, like, they just sell it for so long. Because the Xbox Series didn't even get to 40 million. And that was, at one point, the Xbox Series S was $299. The Xbox Series X was $500. When you double the price of your system, if this system is $1,000, that would be unprecedented. There's been no system in the history of systems, not obviously inflation is a thing, but there's been no system that has ever debuted at that price that would sell that much. It's not even close. I mean, we've had Neo Geo, we've had some systems that have debuted at near $1,000, or inflation wise, it would be $1,000 in today's money, and none of those systems have ever sold anywhere near 40 million. So that would be an incredible achievement. If the system is $1,000, for it to sell 40 million, that would be insane, because like I said, no system that has ever debuted at that price has ever sold that much. It's been almost impossible. So yeah. OJ, which SD card did you use for your Switch 2? Yeah, ONN. My man Justin sent me a 512 ONN memory card for my Switch 2. Have you seen the ads Sony put out where Capcom trying to push RE9 saying it's the best place to play Capcom games in Japan? I have not seen that ad, but it is a nice place to play them. They play really well on PS5, so I don't think it's necessarily wrong, per se. It's just their opinion. And of course, they're going to promote their system, so it's fine. Platinum extension is what give me your wife an anniversary. Is what I give my wife on our anniversary. Oh man, that's a good one, man, Alvin. You got to give her the platinum extension. I might double dip and pick up Pokopia digitally at some point. I think this is going to be a daily game for me long time. Yeah, digital version might be looking kind of good though. No, it's not doing better than Wii U. You better off getting a Steam machine or PS5. Maybe. We got to see what it offers though. Like, we got to see like what the real deal with the system's gonna be. I could never afford 1,000 British pounds, even if I really wanted to, or Nintendo ever made it. I don't know how Xbox is selling that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Dank says they ain't surpassing Xbox One with a colossal waste of time with the whole paltry game lineup. Well, I mean, Xbox One did nearly 60 million, I think. At least, I think the numbers put it around 55 to 60 million. So the Xbox One did that. So yeah, there's no way it's getting to Xbox One numbers. I'd be shocked if it did, you know? most PC gamers don't have really crazy rigs like with 50 series graphics cards. Most of them just play like on a 20 series or something right now. So even that market doesn't spend crazily on, you know, on graphics. So I don't see them doing, yeah, Xbox One levels, no way. 40 million, that, like I said, that would be a success. If they got to 40 million, I think that would actually be a success, considering if it's $1,000. Now, like I said, if it's cheaper, then obviously things change, but I don't think Microsoft is looking to sell a lot of systems with this system. I think Microsoft is simply making something to make something and to still say, oh no, we're in the game, we're a console developer. But I think really what this is about is this is really about Windows. This is really about their marketplace. This is really about being the biggest games distributor and also having a platform of your own and doing a different style of business. I think this is what this is about. This is not about selling systems, because if this was about selling systems, the system would not be $1,000, or it wouldn't be this expensive as people are kind of anticipating for it to be, you know? So the rumors about Nintendo keeping announcements for the new Onimusha to themselves. I did hear that was Nash Weedle, wasn't that? Okay, well, we'll see if it happens. If Xbox could make a bargain gaming PC, I think they would be happy. A bargain gaming PC? I mean, they already did that with the Xbox Series S and that failed, so I don't know if that's the move either. Will the new Xbox outsell the Dreamcast? It's hard to say, maybe. What's up, Deity Contra? I'm buying the new Xbox. I always buy the big three riding till the wheels fall off. Oh, hey, it's all good, man. Enjoy it. I bought the Xbox Series X and I ended up never really using it, so there's really no point in me buying the new Xbox. We'll see, though. If it comes out and if it's awesome, maybe I'll pick it up. But for right now, no. There's no reason for me to get it. Just to play third-party games. I can play third-party games on my PS5 Pro. To play it at 4K 120. I can play them at 60 frames per second in upscaled PSSR or whatever. Like I don't need 120 4K. I really don't need it. I played Metroid Prime at 4K, and I also played Metroid Prime at 120. And I'll be honest, I can barely tell the difference between 120 and 60 and 4K and 1080p. Like on my monitor, like I could, and like the upscaled 1080p that they had, or DLSS or whatever the hell they were using. I can barely tell the difference on my Switch too. So, and I've played games at 4K on my PS5 Pro, and I've played games, and it just, there's not enough of a difference for me to drop 1,000 right now, you know. Deported with the $2 dono. Thank you so much, Deported. I appreciate that. Shout outs, man. Appreciate it. Let's go. But I'm pretty sure the games are gonna look awesome though. I think they're gonna look really good, just like high-end PCs look really good, you know. Thank you for the 2. Appreciate that, Mr. Deported Sicilian. Thank you for that. 91 on the board. We are 9 combos away from
Even further beyond.
Let's see here. LOL, don't pay Nintendine any money to come on the channel. He's not a celebrity. Oh, I was definitely gonna pay him because I would make more money with him on the stream. Me absolutely ending his whole career here would have been chef's kiss. It would have been worth the money. It's not about being a celebrity. It was about enticing him to come on. I wanted to destroy his whole career. Very diplomatically, not yelling, not being angry, just systematically destroying every single point and bringing up every single lie that he's done on his channel, which he has lied. He has intentionally manipulated and twisted information for his own financial gain. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That he has. He's scummy. He's very scummy. But that's why he doesn't want to come on the show. Because if he came on the show, he'd get his whole... I mean, it would be all over the internet. It would be destroyed. The channel would be destroyed because he factions himself on someone that's being logical and knows business and knows sales when he doesn't. He's just a washed, you know, YouTuber, content creator that never made it, you know, never made it at all beforehand and needed to sit there and hate and take algorithms in order to even get a monochrome of attention from the internet. So that's really what he is. So that's the grift that he's pulling. So that's really what it comes down to, you know? So I can see why he doesn't want to come on the show. He doesn't want to come on the show because he'd get absolutely obliterated. So I was willing to do it if it would have, like I said, if it was going to, you know, give people the truth. And it's not because I don't like him. I don't know him. It's because I want to tell the truth. That's really what it comes down to. I had a lot of people come to my streams telling me he said this, the sales are this with the sales, that with the sales, and they were all wrong. Remember how many people we had coming to my stream talk about how bad the sales are? Remember? Funny how those people people seem to just disappear. Remember how people were saying Pokopia, game key card, nobody wants to buy it? I can quieter than a church mouse. Quieter than a church. What happened? Not that I like game key cards, but I had a whole debate about that. I had a whole discussion. I had people rushing to my stream to tell me it's this and it's that. It's funny how not around anymore. If you're a content creator and you get crushed like that, it's very hard to come back from that. Now, some people can, some people definitely can, but will they ever be able to like say that you got the leg up on somebody? Absolutely not. There are content creators. There's content creators I've debated on here, and they're gonna keep their grift up. They're gonna do what they do, but everyone knows that, okay, yeah, this person's full of it. You know what I'm saying? Me and Prime debated somebody and pretty much lost all real respect after that debate when me and Prime did that debate, right? I mean, like I said, they can still do their thing. They can still have their views. They can still make their little pennies. But at the end of the day, do people really respect it? Not really. You got absolutely bent over. Like, you got your back blown to smithereens. Like, so it's like, that's cool. Make your vids, make your clickbait, make your grift, complain, whine, do all that. Have fun. But at the end of the day, you know what happened. you got folded into a lawn chair, So that's kind of how I see it, like, with a lot of these people. So you don't want that to happen to you, right? If you're a bigger content creator, if you're a really small content creator, that can happen to you. You can grift off of it. You can try to, say, oh, I'm the little guy, But if you're a bigger content creator, 30, 40, 50, 60K subs, it becomes a bit more sketchy, if you come on the show and you get absolutely obliterated, right? So it's a little bit different. Shout outs to Osman Tarek. Thank you for the tune in to your pledge. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. By the way, Piccopia News Scoop magazine in Japan going to put out codes in April for Pokeball themed items in your towns. Nice. That's good. Maybe I'll cover it on my next news video. Leaf Storm. I can see your comments, Mr. Davis. What's good, man? What's going on with Elden Ring? It's running a lot better now on Switch 2 than it was before last year, Mr. Davis. What's up, OJ? What you play yesterday? I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. OJ, I saw a recent poll from Spotwave asking if people are more interested in PS6 or the next PS handheld. You think you'll be interested in the next PS handheld or next gen? I'll be interested in both. I'll see what they're offering. I got a PS5 Pro, so I think I'm okay. But I think I'd be more interested in a PS like handheld right now. But I need to see how it functions, how it operates, and the price of it. 4K is just overkill. 1440p is optimal for normal size TVs, but the average person just assumes bigger number must be better. The average person can't even see the difference, for the most part. But yes, the average TV buyer, okay, 4K, let me just go and get that. But yeah, for a lot of people that play on PC, 1440p is perfectly fine, Yes, Osman, hey, thank you so much, Osman. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the tune into your pledge. Exactly. You can't erase history or receipts. Exactly. You can't erase history or receipts. So it's one of those things to where, like, if you're a bigger content creator, coming on the stream and, like, getting your points absolutely obliterated and getting your videos being exposed as a liar, that doesn't help benefit you in the future. The best thing for you to do is just keep to yourself, never actually talk to any other content creators, don't get exposed, because then that's what's really going to happen, Like, things are already going to fall off naturally because there's only so much grift you can do before people get tired of it. And once again, whatever you're talking about, if it ends up being popular, then it's just going to end up fizzling out and fading. If you're a grifter, if you're a negative, whatever, and you constantly just bring up stuff, like if the system fails, then it'll work. Like the Wii U, that works. The Switch 1, people were trying to do it. It didn't work because people kept on buying the Switch 1. The same thing is going to happen with Switch 2. People are going to just keep buying the Switch 2. It's just going to get more and more popular because the Switch 2 makes sense. That's what people wanted. And I still say this every single time. The Switch 2 is what people want. Now, is it perfect? No. There's some issues. There's some issues with Switch 2, which we went over. Game key cards, $80 Mario Kart, stuff like that. Certain stuff with the eShop. Like, obviously, some performance things here and there. Some things with the system menu, themes. Like, there's a bunch of stuff. There's definitely a bunch of things. However, that's the stuff from people that actually care. From the actual consumers. That's the stuff that we talk about. The stuff that grifters are going on about, it's about a lot of, like I said, usually misinformation or lies or fake sales numbers or fake buyer's remorse. or fake this, or fake that, or I'm gonna sit there, I'm cherry picking, or I'm gonna make up a sales metric to compare a Switch game to. It's like a bunch of nonsense. It's made up BS. That type of stuff usually fades away. It just fades away with the time because people just say, okay, you're full of it, like, you know. So yo, CK Darvin, thank you so much for the tune in tier pledge. Yo, a lot of new tune in tier pledges today. Hey guys, listen, I'll say this, I'm not trying to shill, but I'm going to shill. If y'all want to join up, if you're enjoying, if you're a regular viewer here, you want to join up, it's only $1. And that supports the stream a month. $1 per month, so I appreciate that. The old
Switch
McDouble.
2 grifters feel like an ankle biter dog with no teeth and a bad eye biting your ankle. Annoying but sad.
Yeah, they going out sad, man. They going out sad, which is interesting. Once again, Justin, thank you for another 3. Big love to Justin out here. Combo breaks. And the combo breaker. Put them together. Let's go. It's going out sad, man. But hey, that's why, in my opinion, Sega Marine Fishing, the offing, that is the most random game. Literally, Sega Marine Fishing. Sega Marine Fishing. Oh, okay, sure, no problem. Sega Marine Fishing. Okay. Shout out to Sega. This is some good music. I used to play this game back in the day. I used to have the little fishing wheel, like the Sega fishing rod or whatever, too. It was pretty fun. Anyway, thank you for the $3, Justin. But yeah, they going out sad, bro. They going out sad. I don't know if I'm gonna get Fatal Frame on Switch 2 right now. The performance seems a little bit sketchy, but maybe. And it's also a key card. I don't know. Let's see here. I can see OJ's Triforce sign from my place. LOL, it's bright today. Yeah, I'm supposed to dim it. It didn't. Is it annoying, guys, when it's that bright? I can change the dimming on there. Let me change the dimming. My bad. I think it's a little bit too bright. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I think it's a little too bright. So there you go. That's a lot better because it doesn't make like a little hue kind of glow, and you can kind of like see the individual Triforces, like Triforce pieces on there. So I think that's better. Let's see here. Doug Bowser disgraced for charging $80 for Mario Kart. That's why he got kicked out. That's definitely not the reason why he got kicked out. And he quit. He resigned himself. He retired. He is done when it comes down to it. So he didn't get kicked out. He retired, and that's definitely not the reason why. Definitely not the reason why. Let's see here. He decided to retire. He said, "I'm done. I'm good. I'll call it a career." You can dislike game key cards and buy Pokopia. It's called buying a digital copy. So I don't see how Pokopia being a game key card would prevent it from selling well. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I have no buyer's remorse for Switch 2. It's been one of my favorite Nintendo consoles in ages. Switch 2 is the best Nintendo console. Like, I think Switch 1 is the best Nintendo console. Switch 2 is a better Switch 1. So Switch 2 is the best Nintendo console. If you factor in everything, the full shebang. You factor in potential, like games that you can currently play, features, compatibility, price, everything. You factor in every single aspect. The Switch 2 is the best Nintendo system, in my opinion, because you can play all your Switch 1 games, and you're going to get a bunch of Switch 2 games. Now, will it be the best when it comes to game library? Well, time will tell. Like, when it comes to Switch 2 exclusive library, we've got to wait for that. But when it comes to the system itself, it's the best one. It's the best one. No, I was just razzing you. I think it looks better now, though, right? Like, I think it looks better now. I think that bright glow can be a little bit distracting. I think it's a little distracting, and you can't see the individual Triforce pieces. Now you can see the individual Triforce pieces. So I think it looks better now. Let's see here. Man, how the hell do you do that on a green screen? I know, seriously. Where do you get the Triforce light? Yeah, I got the Triforce light from Amazon. Yeah, I got it from Amazon. If you just go on Amazon, just look up Triforce wall mount or Triforce. I want to get like a Mario one that maybe like a 1-up mushroom and put it like right here. So I mean, like a 1-up mushroom and like a light up 1-up mushroom. I think that'd be kind of cool to have like a mushroom, a Triforce, and maybe like another symbol. below it. But we'll see. We'll see. My wife was like, no, don't do that. Like, my wife was like, no, you're doing too much. Like, don't overdo it. You know, she's like, if you want to get it, you can get it later, or you can put it underneath like your sign, like right here, or right here. But we'll see. I might add something else to it. I might add like a mushroom sign or something, like Mario mushroom sign or something. Let's see here. It's the only channel PlayerEssence is the only channel I'm sub to. It's been chill here. Appreciate you answering my questions. Also, do you have any recommendation for Switch 2 grip with analog triggers? Analog triggers? I don't think there's any grips with analog triggers yet. So yeah. Valiant Tempest. Yo, what's up, Valiant? Welcome back to the channel, brother. Hey, what's up, Dawson? Says, hey, OJ, something I really crave for Switch 2 is more FPS multiplayer games. Yes, I agree. I mean, I don't like FPS, but I agree they need more. Overwatch can't wait for Switch 2 update, but burnt out from Apex. Only thing I really want to see get ports over. Yeah, Call of Duty's coming. So look out for Call of Duty. That's coming. Probably going to be announced at the next Nintendo Direct. I think that's going to be this year. So look out for Call of Duty, Valiant Tempest. Thank you for the big $20 dono, man. That is incredibly nice of you and generous to donate $20 to the channel. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Mario angry. Jose, remember when people were doubting doubting Nintendo calling it Switch 2? LOL. That was the whole thing. Everyone had different names for what it had been called. 2 was the right call. Yes, 2 was the right call. Dan Dips with the $5 dono says, DJ OJ, in the light of Chrono Trigger's 30th, can we get some non-copy written jams? Yes, we can. Let's see here. Chrono Trigger theme. The remix. All right, here we go. Thank you so much, Dan Dips. I appreciate the $5 dono. That does get us to 123 on the board, or 122. I can't count. Shout outs, guys. And also deported with the 2 as well. Enjoy the music, Dan Dips. Thank you for being the awesome. Let me bring up my inner DJ. I'll give you guys a little story. In the past, I actually wanted to be a DJ, and my friend Aaron, he bought DJ turntables, and we were both practicing like to be DJs. Like I was practicing, like this was like high school or something like that. Yeah, this was like my junior year of high school. He bought his dad bought him turntables. So then we were like, okay, let's do some turntable stuff. So I was practicing, and I used to do turntables and do mixes at like little league or like little pro football games. You know, like for like the little like Jack Frost or whatever you guys, Pee Wee football, whatever you want to call it. I used to do DJing at those events. Even like as far back as like when I was like in 8th grade, I would do like DJing at those events too. So I used to want to be a DJ at one point as well. Well, like a football player and a DJ. But yeah, I just fell out of it. But yeah, shout outs to DJ OJ. Long lost memory. Big love to Deportus and Thank you for the $2 donut. Do you really need such blazing fireplace in Cali? You know what? I don't, but I like to be warm and toasty in here. You know what I'm saying? I like to be warm and toasty in here. I also like to hit the and the yeah, I was looking for a Monado wall light, but I could not find one, to be honest. I could not find one, like an affordable one, actually. Or one that I was like, okay, like, it's like I can guarantee the quality and all that. You know, I'm very intrigued on how COD will perform on Switch 2, both in terms of game performance and sales. It should be okay. Osman with the $2 says, will you get a review code for FF7 Rebirth? I probably will. I just don't know if I'll have time to play it. But yes, I probably will. But if I don't, that's okay too. I'll buy it. I will buy it. Let's see. Yo, bring back DJ OJ. Maybe one of these days. The closest thing that you're going to get to DJ OJ is watching my gameplay that I did of DJ Hero. Because I was like really into it. So check out my gameplay of DJ Hero on the channel. It was from like almost a decade ago or something.
You know what you do need: the Xenoblade Chronicles original soundtrack Trinity Box limited edition.
I'm so mad at myself that I didn't get that. I should have got that and I didn't. I should have. I'm a stupid fan. DJ Essence. Yeah, check out my gameplay video of DJ Hero on the channel. Like, I think I played, like, H to the Izzo, and, like, so I played, like, a few different tracks from DJ Hero. I love DJ Hero. Another lore. I really like DJ Hero. Like, that was, like, one of my favorite games. I know I never talk about it, But like, I really like DJ Hero. Like, I really like that game. Like, I played it a ton. DJ Hero 1 and DJ Hero 2. I played both of them a lot. When I was in college, I think DJ Hero, was that when the 1 or 2 came out? I don't remember, but I just remember playing a ton. And I had like or actually no, a guy on my football team, like I was playing semi-pro football, and a guy on my football team had the DJ Hero Jay-Z edition that came like with the stand and like the big black box and like the turntable and the game and like everything. So he let me borrow it. So, cause like I didn't have any money. So he let me borrow it, and I just played that, and then I gave it back to him after I was done. But yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. Let's see here. Shout outs to Deported with the $5. Says, have you ever considered calling Wings of Redemption at 4 a.m. to lecture him and then have your wife scold you audibly on stream? I haven't. But I think that if I was able to call DSP and do that, my wife would probably be busting up laughing, because she knows the lore behind DSP. She knows some of it, you know? So I think if that happened with DSP, I think she'd probably be laughing in the room. Yeah, no, babe, come say it louder.
I need some money. I really do.
I need some money. I really, really do. I really, really do. So, like, she knows the lore behind the DSP stuff. So, if it was DSP, I think she'd be cool with that. But Wings, no, not Wings. Thank you so much, Mr. Deported. You play Fortnite after, please, everyone want Fortnite? Nah, I'm good on Fortnite, man. Thank you, though. I appreciate you coming out to the stream. If you want, ask me some questions, though, Tobias. I got you on your questions. Gaming questions, what you want me to answer. If you have any thoughts on Switch 2 or Xbox or PlayStation, let me know. I'm your information guy. I'm not your streamer guy. I'm not Ninja, or I'm not, you know, I'm not a streamer game guy, but I am an information guy. So if you have any questions, let me know. Let's see here. What up, OJ? Where's the sauce at, boss? The sauce is right here. Shout outs to Deported to Sony. Thank you for the $5 dono. We are, what is that, 16 combos away from that platinum sauce. Platinum and a half. Let's go, man. Thank you guys so much for your support. You guys are awesome. NIX controller grips look cool but pricey. Yeah. I was a Guitar Hero guy. Yeah, I used to play Guitar Hero a little bit, but I was never a big Guitar Hero guy. I was a little bit of a DDR guy at one point. I was a Rock Band guy at one point, but I play the drums. I never played I would play the drums. I like the drums. But I wasn't like a huge, like my friend Andre in college, he also had Rock Band, so I'd play a little bit at you know, inside his room. But I was really more of a DJ Hero guy. If you want to know like what music fad game that I played the most, it was DJ Hero. It was DJ Hero by a country mile. Let's see here. Why did Dreamcast fail? Thank you for the 2. Dreamcast failed because of a combination of things. One, they got bent over by the PlayStation 2. So that's the first reason why, for component costs and things like that. PS2 and Dreamcast, there was a situation with the components where there was like a shortage, or they were like using some of the same when it comes to things, and they prioritized PS2. So therefore that put a huge dent into what Dreamcast can even manufacture. The second thing was piracy. Piracy also ravaged the Dreamcast a lot. They just couldn't make enough money.
Switch 2 case my friend got me while they are visiting Japan.
Oh, okay. Nice. Let me see that. I think this is gonna get me. Whatever. I'll play it in. I'll just scrub it later. Thank you, Ozman. Thank you for the $2 or 2 British pounds. Thank you, Justin, for the 3. I sent you on X Switch 2 case. My friend sent me while they were visiting Japan. Okay. Let me take a look. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. This is totally you, Justin. This is totally you. This is all you. This is all Justin. 100%. You're the Kirby man. Good stuff. Yeah, so Dreamcast got destroyed by the PS2. They couldn't make enough money because of piracy, and they didn't sell enough consoles, obviously. They didn't have enough big hits. They could never really get enough people to buy the games and buy the system, obviously. Yeah, the Asian dudes did take us out in DDR, but still, you play to have fun. George says, Felipe's down for Fortnite. Bring them V-Bucks while you're at it in price. Yeah, they went up in price. I'm wondering what's the point of Nintendo having Twitter and Blue Sky when he's not even open to keeping his YouTube post section public. I don't know. I don't cover Nintendo. He just was on Twitter. I thought it was a fake. We interacted a few times. I don't watch the channel. His videos suck. Like I said, he's a fraud. So I mean, but I'm always down to have him on to have a calm and fair discussion if he's down. But he's too scared. You know, he ran like a little baby. He's a chump. You know, so I mean, I think he showed his face the other day. You can tell this dude ain't never. I don't want to go personal, but you can tell this dude ain't never really been like in any real danger. You can tell like he probably runs from fights 24/7. No, I'm joking. I don't want to go. I don't want to take it personal. But yeah, like I said, he's a bit of a chump. You know, I said he's a scaredy cat. You can tell that he looks like a scaredy cat. He is a scaredy cat. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't cover what he does, man. I don't cover what he does, but you know, a chump is a chump. A fraud is a fraud. And that's what it is. I've been here for 10 plus years. I know a fraud content creator when I see one. People's call me a fraud. I'm still here. I've been here. If I was a liar and a scammer and a fraud, I wouldn't still be here. I've been around for how long? You know, for almost 2 decades. We're going on 2 decades. 2010? Since this channel since 2013. So we're going on a decade and a half. So, you know, I'm here. I'm still here because I'm not a fraud. You know, but I know a fraud when I see a fraud. And dude's a fraud. So I don't really be covering. I don't be covering the channel or nothing. You know. Let's hear. What do you think? Games with peripherals don't sell anymore. Kid today just want to play Fortnite with Roblox. Because the peripherals take up space and people just got tired of them. You know. Look at the DMs. I sent a funny screenshot of Dean quote tweeting someone for support. They practically told him to F off. Okay. Oh man, let me see this. Let's. Oh my god. The most relevant comparison for launch of Pokopia is that Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey released 8. Okay, so it was basically a tweet where he says, but why did Nintendo compare it to Odyssey? You're a fraud with pathetic analysis. Get out of here. Oh my gosh, yo, send me the link to the actual tweet though. Yo, send me the link to the tweet. That is hilarious. You quote tweet someone to like get like support. He's like, screw you, you fraud. Like that's like I said, you ain't gonna get that on YouTube. You can do stuff like that and expect the simps and the weirdos and the PC schizos to back you. Twitter, you're gonna get slapped. You're gonna get absolutely smacked. This is embarrassing. This is absolutely embarrassing. Nah, Wood has not lost any credibility, in my opinion. I don't think he has. He's a good content creator. Deported with the $5 as well. Thank you, Deported. It says Dreamcast failed because Dreamcast guys stopped caring about Dreamcast and just became a full-time Xbox detractor after John kicked him off the Spawncast. You know, that's something that Black Keely would say. You know, Black Keely would definitely say something along the lines of that, right? Man, he got blasted. Yo, I need a link to that actual tweet though, man. Okay, here we go. I need a link to that actual tweet. Hold up, let me see here. Like I need a link to the quote tweet. View quote. Yeah, I need a link to the quote tweet. The most relevant comparison for the launch of Pokemon Pokopia is with that of Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey released 8 months after the Switch launch, 2 million in 3 days. Pokemon Pokopia released 9 months after the launch, 2.2 million in 4 days. Okay, so he was just comparing it. Let me see if there's view quote tweets on this. Yeah. I need, dude, that is freaking hilarious, man. That is freaking hilarious. Oh my gosh, bro, that is crazy. That is super crazy. All right, give me just a second here. Let's see. Yeah, Twitter ain't falling for the grift, man. Twitter ain't falling for the grift. Twitter is not falling for the grift at all. Like, you're not gonna get them like that, which is hilarious. Which is so funny, man. Which is so funny. Hold up. Alright, let me see. Let me see view quote tweets. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna put you a fraud. You a fraud. That YouTube shit ain't working here, bruh. That YouTube grift ain't working. YouTube grift ain't working here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, man. Called him a fake analyst and everything. He says, you're a fraud with pathetic analysis. Get out of here. Cooked. Absolutely cooked. Absolutely cooked. That is great. That is the best thing that I've seen all day. He just responded with a stupid gif of Darth Vader. That's all he can do. Absolutely getting cooked like that. Freaking idiot. This is a Hall of Fame tweet, by the way. Shout outs to Just Another Artist, man. Appreciate that. Oh my gosh. Absolutely cooked. Let's see here. This comedy gold. Reality check it, OJ is it's coming quick, yeah. It's coming quick. Alright. Keep it moving though. Keep it moving. Have you checked out Sonic Crossworlds? Not really, no. I'll probably check out the Switch 2 version coming up though. I'll check it out there. Yeah, Twitter, yeah, they're not falling for it. A burn heel. Big burn heel. Big burn heel. Hey, what up, Nick93? Welcome. How you doing today, brother? Welcome. Was the Sega Saturn unfairly underrated compared to PS1? No. The Sega Saturn was a disaster of a system when it comes to how they built the system. The two different CPUs, the difficulty of development, I would say the dishonest, or not dishonest, I would say the crazy attitude and butting heads between Sega of America and Sega Japan. Like, no, it wasn't. The price point, the rollout, they did too many stupid things. Sega killed the Sega Saturn themselves. Sony did things in the correct way to get the PS1 to sell what it did and to be as popular as it was. Sega did everything in their possible way to make the Sega Saturn unattractive. They literally told them at E3, they went up on stage, talked about the Sega Saturn, and said, hey, it's available today. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Are you a moron? Who decided that would be a good idea? To just sit there here in the US and drop the Sega Saturn and not give websites and not give the media a chance to cover the system, to talk about the games, to detail it. The retailers were so angry at Sega, they decided to not even take the system. Many retailers said, nah, we're good. No, the Sega Saturn deserved everything that it got. Now, is it an okay system for games? Sure, if you know what you're doing, if you're making 2D games, and if you know what you're doing, sure. But Sega did themselves no favor. That's not how you roll out a system. That's not how you make a system. No, they didn't. They shadow dropped the console at E3 and said it's available now, and it's what was it, $300? I think it was $300 or $400. $300 or $400. So it's not cheap. You gave people no time. We can't preview the games. The games are not super cheap. There's not a ton of games. No, you didn't launch with any big system seller. No. The Sega Saturn killed itself. The port with the $2 dono, it says Saturn had some great games, though. Dragon Force, it did after a bit. And a lot of those games didn't come. I mean, there was games stuck in Japan. There was a lot. Some games weren't localized. So I mean, no, it killed itself. There's some good games, and it's not a terrible system, but in terms of financially, business-wise, they screwed themselves over. Sony did it the right way. Dreamcast didn't do it. I mean, Dreamcast kind of did it the right way, but not really. Well, they did and they did it. But the Saturn, no. No. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy, huh? Crazy. Wonder how long before Dean privates his tweets. He probably won't private them. Probably won't do that. But I think he'll just stop tweeting on Twitter after a while. I mean, I like Sega Saturn has some great games. It's a good system. You know, it's just there's some good things about it, but you can't shadow drop your system. Sega Saturn's 10-player Bomberman game was goated. I played at a retro gaming meetup. Yeah, that's nice, man. Also, what else is nice? 6 combos away from the platinum and a half extension. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. It's been had games since Sega Saturn. And thank you, Nintendo, for the PlayStation. Yeah, that's true. Part of it was, and part of it wasn't. I mean, eventually Sony would have just, at some point, Sony would have just stabbed Nintendo in the back, or they would have just created something. So I think PlayStation would have happened regardless. If you actually dig into the story, a lot of people just say the baseline story. Nintendo turned their back on them, and yeah, and that the rest is history, right? But the reality of there's a bit more nuance in there. The way that the contract was written up, Yamauchi, he wasn't wearing his glasses right. Sony owned essentially all of the revenue and the licenses for all the games through that add-on that was going to go to the Super Nintendo. It would have locked Nintendo out of their own essential ecosystem, which once again, that's on Nintendo for not looking at that. But I don't think Yamauchi expected them to do something like that. When you look at the fine print, it does that. Nobody would do that. Nobody would agree to that. So I think he should have told them, though. He should have told them beforehand.
Hyped, I'll be going to the Dodgers Yoshi bobblehead night at end of March.
Nice.
And then headed to Japan right after.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I might miss the IMAX showing of the Mario Galaxy movie before I get back. So
Not
I might
nice.
go see it in Japanese while in Japan, lol.
Okay. Yeah, that maybe. Wait, no, I wouldn't. Oh my gosh, you're not gonna be able to understand what's happening. Okay. Shout outs though, Dane. Thank you for the $3 dono. I like that, man. I do like that. I like that you're going to go do all that stuff. So that's awesome. So when it comes to the PlayStation, and what happened there, I think the PlayStation was a force that was going to happen regardless. It was going to happen regardless. It was going to happen whether it was with Nintendo or not. I think that Nintendo just should have just told them. Should have just said, hey, look, don't leave them hanging. They left them hanging at like, was it like E3 or CES or whatever? They left them hanging, and then they rivaled with Sony's biggest, rival, Philips. So that was a mistake. They should have said, hey, look, we went over it. This chip that you're doing, it's going to lock us out of our own ecosystem. You're going to be able to control things and own the games. We don't want to do that, so we're just going to call this off. That's what he should have just done. Yamauchi's being too shrewd at that point. He should have just done that. That's what he should have just done and been honest about it and not just leave them up, leave them hanging like that. So that's what I would say. But regardless of it, Sony was either going to swallow the Super Nintendo whole, or they were simply going to use the Super Nintendo to clout up and then make their own system after the Super Nintendo's run was done, and then just make something else. So or even during. So regardless of it, Sony was going to have a PS1. There was going to be a PS1. There was going to be a PlayStation. Whether it was through hook or through crook or through Nintendo or through not, a PS1 was happening. 1000%. So whether Nintendo was there or not, it was happening, I do know a little Japanese, but definitely not fluent. Still might be fun. Well, maybe it'll be kind of fun. Maybe it'll be kind of fun. I think the next 3D Mario game will have Donkey Kong and the Kongs and King K ruin it. No, it won't. Let's see here. and ultimately ended up working out for everyone, and more competition's good. I guess like the alternate scenario is that Nintendo and Sony team up together and make a super console. But I do think that the industry, like some people, and I hate to say it like this, but honestly, if that happened, we don't even know who would be alive or not. Think about it for a second. How many times were you guys somewhere playing a PS1 or somewhere playing a Super Nintendo or somewhere because of something or because of a game? If you could have been in somewhere else and there could have been something that happened to you in that other place. You can't mess with time, right? So would there even be what we have right now? Would I even be a content creator? Who knows? I might have decided to go into something else. I might have decided that gaming wasn't my thing. I want to do something else. So who knows what even happened, you know?
Aw man, I just saw on Nintendo everything that the old city trial map was almost put in, but it wasn't working out. That stinks. Also, Shadow dropping a console with barely any internet around is a choice.
It's a choice. There was barely no internet. All we had was I remember watching E3 on like I had to download the thing and it was on through like what site? It was like through n64.com, which was IGN or something. I remember watching them put up the post of the announcement. Bro, I was watching it in like 25p. It might have been 16p. And I remember just saying, or $2.99 or $1.99 or whatever. And when he came out there and said that, I was like, oh, I didn't even know what the heck I was cheering for. I was broke as hell. And I couldn't afford a Saturn or a PS1. But I was like, oh, because everybody thought I was like, oh, so I was like, ah. I remember watching that and having really no idea, but just watching me like, okay. And I was like, Chrono Trigger. Like, I did not care. But I remember watching it. It was like in the lowest quality thing. I remember watching it in my room, in my ghetto. My dad gave me, what did he give me? He gave me a ghetto, like old DOS computer, had like the space pinball game on there and something else or whatever. Then I watched it. I didn't care, man. What was I worried about back then? I don't know what I was worried about back then. I don't know what I was doing. I don't care. I don't know what I was doing. I do not care what I was doing in 1995. I was just being a kid, just being a teen, just being a person. I don't know. School, work, school, whatever I was doing. Crusty internet. Is the GameCube unfairly underrated compared to the PS2? A little bit. I would say to a degree, yes. Because the GameCube, I think for its time, it was such a great system, but people underappreciated it because it didn't have the online support. It didn't have certain aspects, so that's on Nintendo. But now looking at it now at this point, the fact that GameCube games have ballooned in price, the system itself like has ballooned when it comes to like a nice GameCube, and like so many things about the system. You know, when it comes to like collectors and like what it's done, I think that's how it shows that it was kind of underappreciated a bit, you know. Let's see here. Nintendo could make the talent creators make a game for other consoles and PC and be much better. It's hold back because Nintendo consoles always garbage. Mario, PS5 like Astrobot. Tobias, what the hell are you talking about? Like what are you talking about? Sure, Nintendo could do that. That doesn't help them do that. And when it comes to Nintendo Switch 2 hardware, the Switch 2 hardware is good, and it's a hybrid hardware, so you can take it anywhere that you want. So it's gonna get you better graphics and visuals than a Steam Deck, yet a Steam Deck still exists. So there's no point in Nintendo doing that because they want to sell their system. But the Switch 2 hardware is good. You're gonna get good frame rates and good resolution on pretty much all of Nintendo's first-party games. Sure, it could be a bit better on Xbox and PlayStation or whatever, but why would they do that? There's no point in doing something like that. Let's see, because you're not going to be able to sell your own system. But I'm guessing you actually don't have a Switch 2. You don't have a Switch 2, and you haven't played the games. That's what I'm guessing is that. But if you have, send us your profile so we can see what games you're playing on Switch 2. All right, let's see here. Next up is from B Queen. Says, if the NES hadn't helped the game industry, PlayStation wouldn't exist because Sony likes to copy. So if the NES wasn't successful, Sony would have never tried. Yeah, I mean, if we want to go back even further, Sony was experimenting because they did see the explosion of, you know, the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, and all of and they felt that they can do it. However, it wasn't all of Sony. It was one guy at Sony. It was Ken Kutaragi. He was the guy that saw the potential, and he showed it to his boss, and his boss said, "Get rid of that nonsense." And he was like, "All right," but then he still worked on it in his meantime. They didn't approve it at first, but then it ended up getting approved. You know, and all of that. But there was one guy, Ken Kutaragi. He's the only guy that truly believed in, you know, gaming at Sony. They just wanted to do, you know, the DVD play, or not DVD players at the time, but they just wanted to do their Walkmans. They just wanted to do their, you know, their whatever other their other players that they had, and like TVs or whatever else that they had. I know they had other business that they were doing, CDs and things like that. They just wanted to do that. You know, they did not want to get into gaming like that. Ken Kutaragi did, though. So shout outs to Ken Kutaragi. Visionary. Let's see here. It says, I don't. I know you don't, because otherwise you wouldn't be saying something like that, what you're saying, Tobias. I know you that you don't. Because the frame rates and the graphics on the Switch 2 games are actually pretty good. And once again, you can play them anywhere that you want. So, for example, you could be watching this stream, you know, saying stupid things like you did before, right? Saying dumb things from a system that you've never played. But you can be playing the Switch 2, have your phone on the side, and be playing, like, outside. And you can be doing that with, like, Donkey Kong Bonanza or with Mario Kart World, you know? So, you don't have a Switch 2, so you don't really know how it is. The system's great, though. The system's great, and it's one of the reasons why you see a lot of portable PCs that are coming out and that are, you know, that people want to copy that. It's one of the reasons why there's going to be a PS6 handheld, or there's going to be a PS handheld, you know, because that portable play is important. The graphics aren't going to be as good as consoles, but you're still going to get good
OJ
graphics.
is right. We all could have turned out differently. Look at me. Get girls all the time and score dates. Buy all PlayStation consoles, games. Good looking, athletic, and a true Sony fan. Better than that weirdo party man.
I'm guessing that might be Party Man. Justin with
Also,
the 3.
let's be real, if Nintendo in the far future puts games on PC, it will a Nintendo way where they probably put them on Mac and not on Steam.
I'm guessing if Nintendo puts games on PC, they're going to make their own PC, and it's going to be exclusive to that PC. It's going to be called the Nintendo PC, and it's going to be exclusive. And if you want to play that, you got to have, like, download their OS, and it costs money, or if you want to do it on, like, it's going to be like the Nintendo PC, you know? So I'm guessing at some point Nintendo will put games on PC. Like, I'm guessing at some point. I just don't know when. But at some point they probably will. Shout outs to Justin, appreciate that. Let's go. Did the portable PlayStation come from a reliable source? Yes. There's many reliable sources about the portable PlayStation, yes. He said a Sony fan version of you would have been married already. Oh, Sony man, Astro World. Sony man, Astro. Sony man, Astro World. Nintendo launcher. You'd probably need the Nintendo launcher and a Nintendo PC. And like if you want to get like the Nintendo games on the PC, you'd have to like pay like a licensing fee. The Nintendo OS. It looks just like Switch 2. It's just same thing. It's like Steam OS, but Nintendo OS. Pausing my Dragon Quest 7 session on TV, taking the system with me to play on the transit. There you go. There you go. Let's see here. I think Switch 2 struck a good balance of power, considering it's powerful enough to be relatively cheap and powerful enough to run decent titles. Yeah, I think that obviously that's going to look a bit more dated as we get the next gen systems and like the other systems to kind of join in here. So that's going to look a little bit dated. But the thing is, the crux and like the thing is always like, well, it's a hybrid platform, so and it's cheap. These next systems are probably going to be upward of $150 to probably hundreds of dollars more, maybe even up to $500,000 more. You know, right now, and even like the PS5 Pro is $300 more than the Switch 2. So some people are saying, oh, they're going to be able to put out a PS6 for $550 to $600, and I'm like, How? Like I said, how? Otherwise, like I said, you're getting scammed, and the PS5 Pro is legitimately a scam. It is legitimately, and it doesn't even come with the disc drive. It's $750, so it is a legitimate scam. If next year they launch with a $600 PS5 or PS6, you've been selling the PS5 Pro for $750. You scammed. Because some people say, oh, they're gonna subsidize. Like, bro, no, don't. You can miss me with the subsidizing nonsense. Miss me with the subsidizing nonsense. That's what PSN is for. That's why they charge $80 just to play online. That's the subsidization right there. What do you mean? So yeah, if that system is that price, I'd be shocked. Considering the PS5 Pro is $750 without a disc drive. So I'm guessing minimum, the PS6 has to be $700. $700 minimum. And maybe they drop the price of the PS5 Pro to like $650 or something, you know? So. Funny you say that, OJ. Nin PC, I've been thinking Nintendo should make their own phone with the same OS as the Wii or Wii U or the Switch or Switch 2, so it has Nintendo OS. Literally, you can call it that. Yeah, maybe one of these days we get the Nintendo phone. But I don't know if that's going to be like a real thing. So I don't know if that's going to be like a real thing. But we'll see. We'll see for sure. It's that price, I'll stop my Sony boycott and buy one. If it's, what, $600? Yeah, that's going to be tough, though. It's going to be tough. I mean, it could. They could really just be taking a fat loss on every single system sold. But even then, that's still, I would say, somewhat pricey for, like, the average consumer. So at $600, that'd be pricey. That'd be tough to get people on board with that. But, I mean, it would be like, oh, wow, it's much cheaper than, you know, it's cheaper than a Steam Deck, right? It's cheaper than the highest-end Steam Deck. It's cheaper than a ROG Ally. It's cheaper than the Xbox Helix. It's cheaper than, it's the same price as the Xbox Series X.
Has the Mina the Hollower gone bust?
Has Mina the Hollower gone bust, says Osmond? No, they're still working on it. They just had a PS5 demo come out too. So no, it's still being worked on. It's still coming. It's still coming. Shout out, I know Celia, she's awesome. Trust me, they would not, listen, if this game went bust, Yacht Club Games would shut down. So they can't shut down. They got people to feed. So Mina the Hollower is coming. They're just refining everything. They want it to be perfect. You know, making games is not easy. So it's coming. Hit that like button too. That like button is also coming too. So hit that like button if you have not hit that like button yet. I'd really appreciate it if you did. I'd really appreciate it if you did. PS6 fully cloud-based at $599. Okay, if it's fully cloud-based, the system is almost DOA, so I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. They did have that patent, that phone patent, OJ, if you recall, many years ago. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Do you think Nintendo will make more mobile games? They'll make something at some point. The Cope is insane if they think that PS6 is going to cost $100 cheaper than the PS5 Pro while being stronger. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Once again, they're talking about subsidizing it, but yeah, I don't know how you subsidize it at that cost. So yeah. Yes, I love PlayStation, but I waste my money on PS5 Pro. I have the original with the disc. Why I buy the PS5 Pro? I don't know. I fight with my wife for no reason because PS5 Pro. Tobias, I think you have issues, bro, that you need to get that situated and settled. If your wife is yelling at you over I mean, maybe you shouldn't have spent the money. Maybe you should have communicated with your wife first before you bought the PS5 Pro. If you guys needed that money for something else, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you needed that money for something else, like, you should have consulted with your wife beforehand, especially if you guys have a shared bank account, you know? So, I'm not here to give you marital advice, but in those type of situations, I mean, like I said, you should probably consult with her, you know? So, I don't know how the PS6 handheld will fare because I'm not sure how much consumers will care when it comes to digital and physical, potentially a lack of games, such hardware. I don't know either. I mean, like, there's a lot of keycard people that go nuts on Switch 2 right now that obviously they shouldn't they should not be interested in the PS6 handheld at all. You should not want to buy it because there is no physical medium at all. So I need to see that same energy from these same people. I better not hear that they're gonna be buying it and all that. So yeah. But we'll see though. We'll see. I think that there will be probably a set group of PlayStation people and even people outside of it. I'm interested in that. I'm interested in the PS, but I want to see how they handle it. It plays PS4 games. Okay, well I can't play my disc-based PS4 games, so I have to buy those PS4 games again, or just the digital only, right? Okay, PS5 games. How do you handle PS5 games? If I have the PS5 disc, can I verify that through PS5 through DRM that I have it on my PS5 and that, you know, and all that? And then can I play? Can I get a free download of the PS5 version on my PS handheld? Okay, how about PS6? How do you handle PS6 games? Are there going to be certain games? Is it going to be a Steam Deck verified type of thing? Like, what's going on there? So there's a lot of questions and a lot of, you know, stuff that we just don't know. Because it's going to be very difficult to do PS4, PS5, and PS6 games all on one handheld, right? And like do that in a way that's good, with no physical medium, with just digital, because you can't have a spinning disc inside of well, you can't have a big spinning disc inside of a system. I mean, you can do a spinning disc. Sony did it with the PSP, but you can't have a big spinning disc. So I don't know how they're going to get it done. So yeah. So are we sure to buy? Is it an alt for Mr. Davis? It's Sony. It's like Sony version of Mr. Davis. PS5 Pro first world wifey problems, maybe. Also, future game shows today, and a fair few of games got random announcements for Switch 2. I didn't know. What games? Let's see here. If it is really a PS6 handheld, I'm wondering if it's going to be digital only. It'd have to be digital only. There's no way that it could be physical. House King, how do you make it physical? Like, these are the games physical on PS5. So this system would have to play, this PS5 portable would have to play PS5 games, right? It'd probably play base native PS5 games. And then it'd also play PS4 games. And it should also play some PS6 games or even outright play, like, how do you, there's no way.
My wife would have been mad if I didn't buy a Switch 2 because she knew how much I wanted it. Lol.
Yeah, I think my wife would have been absolutely furious if I didn't buy a Switch 2 because she's like, that's your job. You need to know what the system is. We need a roof over our head. So hers would have been like, what are you doing? You need to work or go get a job. But yeah, how do you make this into a portable system? Like, you can't. There's no way. And once again, it spins. So since it spins, there's no way to truly protect it from skipping or scratching because the disc spins. Or you'd have to take a plastic case and case it in there like the PSP and then put it into a system. But there's no way. It's too, even for the Switch, it'd be too big. For like it'd be too big. So you can't, you know? There's no possible way. Here's my receipt. I bought it from Walmart, $70. Walmart, $70. 69. It was $69 flat, plus that nice California tax at 8.25%. So $5.69. So it came out to $74.69 back in 2020. Day one, June 11th, 2021, sorry. June 11th, 2021. June 11th, 2021. So there you go. There's my receipt. For some reason, I like to put my receipts in the case. I don't know why, because just randomly looking at what I was getting back then. But yeah. So there's no feasible way to have a physical PS5 portable. Also, even if you could verify stuff, you'd still need an internet connection, which is the anti-keycard peeps bringing up. Yeah, you need some form of internet connection, or you'd have to verify it at some point, right? And then have it maybe where it stays there for like a week or two. All right, take it easy, man. Have a nice day, Tobias. Thanks for coming out to the stream, brother. Shout out to my French peeps, man. mainly a bunch of horror games. Like I saw it called Remothered. Remothered. You're gonna be on Switch 2 tonight. Oh man, let's see here. Gamer Boy. Let's see. It would be really nice to play some PS2 games on that new handheld. It wouldn't be. I mean, it'd have to be the PS2 games that that you get on the PSN service, right? PS5 Pro still using an old CPU from 2020 base model uses. Tech has improved a lot since, and the Pro was never supposed to be a mass market seller. Obviously, the RAM prices changes things. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the problem with it is the optics, right, Nick? Even if you had it to where the RAM was okay and all that, the optics look terrible. You have a PS5 Pro, and that is, $750. You've raised the price on that. With the disc drive, it's $830 with the disc drive, plus tax. And then you come up with the new system that's close in proximity to the PS5 Pro, and the new system is $100 cheaper. That doesn't make any sense. It's like let's just say it launched at $600, right, for the PS6. It's that makes no sense. The only thing that equates that to is like the launch price of the PS3 compared to the PS4. I think the PS4 launched at what, $399, and like the PS5 launched at $499 and $599. But by the time that the PS4 was on its, or sorry, there was no PS3 Pro. They never made a PS3 Pro, but they had drastically cut the price of the PS3 before the PS4 came out, so people were used to the prices being lower. Sony has not drastically cut the price of the PS5. They have increased the price of the PS5 multiple times depending on what region you're in. So there is no comparison to what they would do right now. Like, there's no comparison to how it would be done, like saying, oh well, we put out a Pro system or a later model in the life, and it's more expensive than our next gen system that's more powerful. Now you can have something like that. The closest next thing maybe would be like the Xbox One X to the Xbox Series S. Okay, yeah, the Xbox One X was more expensive, and it came out somewhat in the same time proximity of the Xbox Series S and X. But the difference was that the Xbox Series X was out, and obviously that's more expensive, and that is more powerful. But the Xbox One X GPU is actually stronger. It can actually outperform the GPU of the Xbox Series S. The problem is that the CPU and the Xbox One X is not as strong. So the Xbox Series S, this is confusing, right? With all these Xboxes. The Xbox Series S can outperform it frame rate wise, but like actual like resolution and even some performance on some games, the Xbox One X is really good. I'm sad that my Xbox One X stopped working for some reason. The output doesn't work anymore. But it's a great system. I do like the Xbox One X. I like the PS4 Pro too. But that's the thing though. It wouldn't make sense, I don't think Xbox is a dumb company. I think that they just made a few mistakes along the way, It's made a few mistakes along the way. So yeah. Bro, somebody put up on Twitter, my boyfriend surprised me with the Switch 2 short story and FaceTime screenshots, and she started crying. I'm like, damn, that's all it takes? I bought my wife a PS5 day one, man. She's like, oh, okay, cool. And I thought it was Josie Woe for a second here. I thought it was Josie for a second, bro. So Bo said the same thing that I said as well. Bo also said the same thing that I said. On Twitter, Bo said this. He said, this store, I think, is it Walmart? I think is it Target or Walmart? I'm not sure if it's Target or Walmart. But he said, this store has had stock since launch every time I checked. The Pokopia effect. And then he showed like an empty what's it called? Like an empty stock of it. And that's the same thing that happened to me. That's the same thing that I showed on my feed. And once again, I'm not the biggest fan of empty stock showing. Botox Games, he's a content creator. I'm not the biggest fan of stock showing. Like, you want to have stock so people buy it. Switch 2 has been selling good even when their systems, well, it's fully stocked, but it's still selling good. It's still selling really good. But I'm telling you, Pokopia is a boost. The Animal Crossing fans, the Pokemon fans are coming, bro. They are coming. Hey, babe, I got a Switch 2. Neat. Yeah. My wife was like, she's like, yo, get me a Switch 2, please. And I'm like, okay, you're just not going to play. She's like, oh, still, I want one. I'm like, all right. I'm going to get her one. But I don't think she's going to cry on FaceTime. I don't think it's going to be crying on FaceTime. So that's the thing. That's the thing here. Like, I think this is what Switch 2 needed. Switch 2 needed something that was going to get people to go out there and buy the Switch 2 more. Like, Switch 2 was already selling well, selling decent. But they needed something that was going to go out there and sell it more. Where people are going to be like, okay, here's, rush in there and go buy it. People weren't rushing in and going and buying it. What people were doing, they were going in there and just buying it casually. Like, oh, okay, Donkey Kong, Mario Kart. Okay, yeah, I'll get it when I get it. Oh, I got paid. Okay, cool. Okay, I'll go buy one. Okay, cool. I'll go. That's what people were doing. Because it was abundant. It was abundant in stock. Nintendo supplied a lot. So people were like, okay, I'll get it when I get it. When there's a game that I want, or when there's something, I'll go out there and pick it up. But with Pokopia, once again, it was that Animal Crossing thing. Like, oh, I want to go get it right now. I need this game right now. That's the difference between what was happening before and what's happening now. You've got like a true game that gets people to get up, get off their butt, and go buy it. Because once again, my stores have always been stocked. Yeah, sometimes you might see there might be like 4 or 5 left. But my Walmart, bro, there was one in there. And like I said, that's usually packed full of them. And I talked to the district manager guy, and he says that, yeah, they sell a few systems here and there, and they just replace them. They always got stock. But they never really clean out, because like I said, people just come in and buy it casually. They still buy it a lot, still buy it here in the US. It's doing good, as we know. But they needed that game that will get people to rush out there and get it that haven't picked it up yet. And that's what it's doing right now. So yeah, it's all about the games, man. So people are also putting similar things. Atlas says, my Walmart and Target, boom, nothing there. So it wasn't just me. Like I said, I haven't done this. There were some stores maybe where there was really low stock and I didn't show anything. Like at my Best Buy, there was a time that there was no stock after, like, what was it? After like, I think it was Kirby or Hyrule Warriors. And people kind of rushed in there. But once again, my Best Buy is like a gamer's Best Buy. A lot of the gamers that hate GameStop go to Best Buy. So yeah, the hardcore gamers are going to rush in there and, okay, yeah, they're going to pick it up for Kirby or for Hyrule Warriors or for, like, you know, Pokemon Legends. Yeah, Pokemon Legends came out. All of those Pokemon Switch 2s were gone. They put out a bunch of them and then they were all, like, I saw them for like one day and then all of a sudden they were gone and I never saw them again, those Pokemon Legends. But yeah, Pokemon Legends, there were some cleaning of house at Pokemon Legends for my Best Buy. Not Walmart. Walmart still had all, like, they were still stocked, just casual. But yeah, Walmart and Target also cleared out. We got a nice Pokopia ad here too. I like that. Pokopia gone. Yeah, Pokopia gone. Walmart cleared out. Pokopia is doing it, man. Pokopia is actually doing it. I like it too. I like it. It's all about the games. I need my I just need some system sellers. Can't wait for new Mario. Oh my god! Wait till Mario and Zelda come out, bro. Wait till Mario and Zelda come out. That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy, 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 crazy. OJ, Reddit is full of posts from happy Switch 2 Pokopia buyers. Oh yeah, people are loving Pokopia, man. Because it actually is the freaking vibe. It's a great game. It actually is a vibe and a great game, though. I've been playing it. It's fantastic. I like it a lot. Let's see here. I think about Ooga Booga. I was in denial about Switch 2, and Pokopia trailer single-handedly changed my mind. It looks so good. I mean, if you like Switch 1, you're gonna like Switch 2. Most people that like Switch 1 like Switch 2. My Target Switch 2s are all sold out. Let me check my Target as well. Let me check if there's any stock at my Target. My Target, I got gamer Targets over here. I got like, my city's pretty big. So we've got like 4 or 5 Targets here. So let me check. I think we're gonna have some at my Targets. I think we're gonna have some. But let me check. Let me double check. Oh. No, they're out. No way. They're out of stock. You've got to be kidding me. Hold up. Hold up. These Targets are never out of stock of Switch 2. I mean, they sell them, but they're never out of stock. Bro. Okay. Hold up. They've got 7. Out of the 4 Targets in my area, they've got 7 at one of them. So they got, but the other ones are, the ones that are closest to me sold out, but there's one that's quite a number of miles across town that has 7 of them. So there you go. But all the other ones, I gotta go to, I gotta drive 40 miles plus to some of these other little towns that we have outside of the CV here. I gotta drive to those 20, 30, 40 miles away. They've got a few, they've got 9 of them over there. They've got 1 over there in Porterville. So, yeah, like I ain't driving all the way to Delano or Porterville to get a Switch 2. I'll just wait till it comes back. But those are not in the same city, so yeah, man. But yeah, there's 7 at one. But they usually have like 15 to 20
What's up,
plus.
OJ? How are you? Can I get any music from Wild Arms?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the $3, Kevin. I appreciate that. Let's get some Wild Arms music. So yeah, looks like it's doing okay, man. Looks like it's doing okay. That's good. They needed something. They needed something. Wild Arms music. Hey, what's up, Visitor Grunt? Long time Elite Ninja here. Good to see you here. Welcome. It says Nintendo hate channels need wellness checks with Switch 2 selling out and with deep Black Friday discounts. Yeah. And not with deep Black Friday discounts. Yeah, it was able to sell pretty good without a deep Black Friday discount. I don't think Nintendo's planning on, I mean, if anything, there's going to be a price increase, not a price decrease. So I don't think they're planning on lowering it. Dane with another $3 donor. Yo, we at 169. That is not.
Watch how the anti-keycard grifters will claim the digital-only PS handheld is better than Switch 2.
Somehow.
They have so much energy to trash a system they don't even have, and is at least keeping physical alive, but will be quick to support Sony for ditching it.
There'll always be something. So there'll always be something. There'll always be something, man. So do you think Animal Crossing will still come out for Switch 2? Can't think of a reason why they wouldn't, but the big update for New Horizons a year after Switch 2 release was interesting. Yeah, there's still going to be Animal Crossing for Switch 2, absolutely, because it sold 50 million. Bro, it's $1 billion franchise, like by itself almost, it seems. They sold 50 million copies of Animal Crossing, so yes, it's going to come out on Switch 2. The update was just the update. That doesn't mean they're not going to do something else, you know? I mean, Super Mario got updated, you know? Lots of games got updated, so. Yeah. Like, they're going to probably do a new 2D Mario at some point. They're probably going to do another 3D Mario at some point, and all those got updates too, so. That doesn't really mean anything. Sent you a DM on this funny. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to look at all that though. That's like spoilers in that. Justin, I did see it, but yeah, I don't want to look at it because there's spoilers, like certain Pokemon and stuff. So I don't want to look at it. Animal Crossing for Switch 2 is 2028 or later. Yeah, probably. I mean, Animal Crossing for Switch 1 came out 3 years into the life. So I'm guessing at least, yeah, 3 years. So that'd be 2028. Minimum 3 to 4 years. Switch 2 has never been sold out in my stores, at least what I remember. When was check online? Check right now. Go check. Check the stock at Target or Walmart, Nimar. See if it is or not. And check to see if there's any copies of Piccopia. Check to see if there's any physical copies of Piccopia. Check to see if there's any how many Switch 2s they have. My Walmart near me is always stocked around 20 systems. Every time I checked last week, Piccopia news, they probably had 7 or 8 in there. 0. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, they're not going to be complete sellouts because Nintendo has a lot of stock. But to see that people are, like, it's a lot less, some sellouts in some places. And like I said, and Piccopia being gone. So what you're seeing is that you're seeing more people picking up Piccopia, picking up the system. That's what you need. You need system sellers. You need if Pokopia was on Switch 1, somehow a crusty version on Switch 1, Switch 2 sales would not be selling as much right now. It wouldn't be. It'd be like, oh, okay, I just bought a game on Switch 1. That's what happened with Pokemon with the ZA. Oh, I'll just play it on Switch 1. Oh, there's no need to buy Switch 2 right now. Just play it on. But when Pokemon Winds and Waves drops, you guys think wait until Pokemon Winds and Waves drops, bro. It is going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. Wild and crazy kids. So it's kind of what's happening right now, man. You think AC Team will take the influence from Pokopia? Maybe some. Maybe some. ZA was crusty on Switch 1. It was, but compared to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, it was actually good. It was decent. And it was crusty on Switch 1. But it ran at a more stable 30 FPS. And, it worked. It worked a lot better. There wasn't a lot of glitches and bugs. So the fact that it did that, people are like, oh, they're good enough for me. Once again, a lot of people that own Switch, the thing that you have to realize is that a lot of people that, like, we're the core gamers. We're the hardcore guys. We'll go out and buy PlayStation. We'll go out and buy well, maybe not Xbox for everybody, but some people will go out there and buy an Xbox. We'll go out there and buy Switch 2 day one. We've been saving for it for years. A lot of the casual audience, the Animal Crossing audience, the Pokemon audience, bro, they don't save nothing for this. They're talking about, I gotta take out a loan or a mortgage to buy for a Switch 2, even though, like, we're plugged in. So we made all the necessary adjustments well ahead of time. Before the PS5 came out, I made a bunch of adjustments because I knew that I had to buy 2 of them. One for myself and one for my wife. So I made a bunch of adjustments. I also had to buy the Xbox Series. So I made a bunch of adjustments. I planned, I put away here and there. And then when I went to go pay for it, it was easy for me. I mean, I can expense it too, but I also made sure to save for it as well. You know, same thing with Switch 2. I sold my Steam Deck, I sold my Steam Deck. Plus I also put away money for it, just in case. I had backup plan. You never know what's going to happen, man. Something could happen. You're going to have a big expense. You might not have what you need, right? So for me, at least, I always like to do that. I like to save a little bit if there's something coming up that I want. So that's what I did. I saved up. So a lot of people that aren't into gaming like that or just play cozy games, they don't do that. They just get what they need and they're fine with what they have, and they play Fortnite and they play Fall Guys and they play, Animal Crossing, and they play a few Switch games, some indie games. They're not hardcore like that. So they don't have the money saved up for it. But when there's something that's overpowering that prompts them, or they can make money if they're a content creator, right? And they can make money off of it. Obviously, they're going to find ways. They're going to go the crying girl route on Twitter. Oh, I wish I had a Switch too. Then their audience buys them one. They're going to go the crying girl Twitter route is OG, like low key, an incredible way. If you're a female content creator, you know what I'm saying? And like, I want to play Pokopia, but I need something. Bro, it's just, that I've seen so many female content creators all of a sudden just guess, I got one, guys, thank you. But that's what it's there for. I have no problem with that. I mean, that happened with PS5 sometimes too. I have no problem with that because it's like, hey, look, you're creating content. You're creating stuff that makes these people happy. If you're coming to their, if she's putting out free content, right? And the people that watch her stream or watch their streams, they like it. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, help her out. Let her get this, and she can bring you more content that you enjoy. So I'm not hating on it. I just saw so many, people do that, like So yeah, man. Fall Guys is for hardcore gamers only. Yeah. I plan so far in for Switch. Do I save my COVID stimulus check? Yo, this man, He's like, one of these days, I'll use this. This man saved the stimmy. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. It's cool, though. That's crazy, though. Let's see. A man could never get away with that without being clowned. I mean, listen, man. That's not the point. You know? It's not the point. It's hard as a female content creator. You know, it's not easy. So, like, it's difficult at times because, you know, people expect certain things. People are corny. A lot of people are sexist. So, like, and they're weird about stuff. So, hey, look, if that's one advantage that they have, I say it's okay. I say it's alright, you know? So, I say it's alright. Let's see, the Pokemon from Gen 1 Ekans and Arbok spelled backwards is Snake and Cobra. Don't know if you knew that or not. Yes, I know that. Yes, I do. Thanks for letting everybody that didn't know though. I want to save up for a Switch 2, but I haven't done it. It doesn't surprise me you'd be asking hella Switch 2 questions and then not have one. That doesn't surprise me. Well, hey, look, I think $30 to $40 or probably $50 per month, right? And then you should be able to get one not that far from now. You should be able to get one by the end of the year, right around that time. So 50 per month, Myanmar. I'm not mad at it. The game is the game. It is, man. I know, shocker. This man probably still playing Fortnite and Fall Guys on Switch 1. Oh, relax on the we can't be having too many of the C jokes here, my boy. I'm gonna remove that comment. I already had it. I'm already gonna get pinged for the deported Sicilians comment earlier. Can't be having too much of that. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't sell drugs either. I want to save up for. Okay, I already read that. My bad. Use Pay in 4. That's true. Some people don't have PayPal though. Some people don't have it. But yeah, you can use Pay in 4. You can also use Pay in 4. Or like the Klarna or Klama or whatever the hell that thing is called. What's your guess on Winds and Waves copies sold in the first year? I have no idea. It's hard to tell, but I would say it's probably similar to like a Pokemon Sword and Shield, you know, or more. I'm probably playing PS5 in a long while, playing some more Metaphor Refantasio. Nice. I need to balance my gameplay between Switch 2 and PS5 besides spend a lot of my money on PS5. Yeah. Metaphor is great. So it's really good, but I don't know. You might get bodied because there might be a Switch 2 version of Metaphor this year, and that game is definitely better played portable. So I mean, it would be better portable because of the type of game that it is. But I mean, if you don't care about that type of play, then the PS5 version's fine. Because I played and beat it on PS5, 160 hours plus. So. Bro, if you play Fortnite on Switch 1, you need therapy. I used to play Fortnite on Switch 1 when it first came out. I used to play it on Switch 1. And, yeah, it was crusty. It was crusty. It was crusty. It was really crusty. It was really crusty. So, let's see here. Any thoughts on Xbox eliminating everything as an Xbox campaign? Yeah, I don't care, because I didn't care about the campaign. I didn't care about the campaign when they first did it. I didn't care about the campaign, and I don't care about the campaign now. So, yeah, it doesn't matter to me. I already had an Xbox, so who cares? I don't care what campaign. I already bought an Xbox Series X, so. What's y'all team for Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green? I got a Charizard, Primeape, Nidoking, Snorlax, Seadra, and Electabuzz. My team was always like Charizard. Yeah, like Dragonite, Charizard, Dragonite, Alakazam, like Gengar, like just like really cool Pokemon. I don't care about the weaknesses and resistances, just like really cool Pokemon. What else? Need a water what water Pokemon? Arcanine. I'd have Arcanine. I'd have like multiple types and I just gut it out. So yeah. Yeah, Pidgeot, Raichu. Yeah, I use all those ones too. Yeah. I haven't been playing Fire Red and Leaf Green, though. I haven't got it yet. Let's see. My bad about starting the C joke train. I didn't know you get pinged. Yeah, I mean, it depends on how much you say it and what's said. You get pinged because, like, certain advertisers don't want to hear that name or don't want that in there because, I mean, for obvious reasons. So, it could get automatically demonetized, or it can get pinged, or it can get less ads, or it can get whatever. So, but it's okay, man. It's no big deal. Like, it is what it is. You know, I'll deal with it. Whatever way, I'll deal with it. You guys are free to talk about stuff. But yeah, I would like, if possible, censor yourself. You know, if you're talking about a certain drug or something, I would appreciate if you censor yourself. Like, so yeah. But it's okay. It's no big deal. I'm not mad. And like I said, it might get pinged. I don't know if I will or not. I might. It might not. I don't know. Let's see here. J Views says Mario Kart World at 3 and Legends ZA at number 5 on Switch 2 eShop. If that's not a telltale sign that we got a huge influx of Switch 2 owners, then I don't know what is. LOL. That says a lot. Yeah. Absolutely, man. So, absolutely. So, yeah. OJ, do you think that Pokopia will get more people interested in cozy Danny's or cozy games? Maybe. So yeah, maybe. That's a Crimson Desert PS5 concern, as physical copies won't run without download. Game key card. What? Let's see if it's actually true, though. I don't know if it's actually true. Oh no, my game of the year has been ruined. But here's the thing. It'll play offline after the initial update. Of course it will. I mean, it should, like, you shouldn't, that's a DR, that shouldn't be a DRM check. So, word of caution. Oh, this is from Doesn't Play. This guy's crazy. This Doesn't Play guy. This Doesn't Play. This Chris from Doesn't Play. He's the guy that, before the Switch 2 launched, about the Switch 2, editions, how he said, yeah, a user sent me an email from Nintendo, and it was like completely it was like a black back, it was like completely fake, fabricated email support, and they were like, yeah, Nintendo says that it's a download for the Switch 2 editions. Nintendo's terrible. They did false advertising on their Direct. So then other people actually emailed Nintendo, they were like, no, this is how it is. Like, it's fine. It comes with the whole thing on the cartridge, you know, it comes with that. If there's any extra DLC, you gotta download that, but the whole game can play off the cartridge. And like the emails, in terms of like how the emails were and like the fonts and like the background was the same across people that went out there. So this person, somebody fabricated it and sent it to this Doesn't Play guy, and he went ballistic on Twitter. So that was funny. But anyway, he says, word of caution, Crimson Desert's physical release seems to be screwed. There's a video that shows you can't start until you update. Makes you wonder why we saw the message from PlayOn Benelux rep claiming there's a full playable build on disc. Okay, so I want to wait before we say this for sure. If they say that there's a full playable build on disc, I want to wait for sure about this. I mean, yeah, it does seem that way based off of what he says here. But let's wait till we actually get the retail copies and everything's right, because there might be something that's a miss here or something that's a problem. So I don't want to say 100% sure that it's not here, but it might be that way. Now, do I care? No, not really. You know why I don't care? Because I just don't. Should I care? Sure, why not? But do I care? Not really. Like, I've stopped getting upset and outraged about everything, about whatever. Like, if you don't like it, then you can just not buy it. And you can also complain too. You can complain and let them know that you don't like it. You know, you can complain and tell them, hey, look, this isn't good for me. I don't like it. Can you fix it, or can you do this or that? But let's wait till the game comes out. The game comes out March 19th, so it comes out next week. So we'll see about how it is next week, you know. Sorry, games, do you think it'll equal more sales? No, I don't think it's going to sell as much as Animal Crossing. Let's see here. Christmas doesn't need to 40. That's what it says here. But once again, one of the guys apparently said that there's a fully playable build on disc. So we'll see what happens when the game launches. You know? Shout outs to everybody dropping support, though, man. You guys have been incredible. 169 on the board. We are only... It might be hard to reach at the end of this. We're wrapping up the stream in a bit. But, yeah, 31 more combos. We got a 2x platinum on a random Thursday. Thank you guys for your support, man. So, yeah. Nintendo Switch Online, Nintendo Music, Switch parental controls, all that stuff should be integrated all into one app. Yeah, that'd be nice. Tell him I don't care. Doesn't play account so insufferable. He's on every single Crimson Desert post complaining with the physical copy. I'm still picking it up anyway because I enjoy playing it. Because I enjoy playing game. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much data can you fit on a Blu-ray copy? Can you fit the whole thing? Can you fit that whole thing on a Blu-ray? I think you can, right? Third party game can't control what they want to do. Can you fit? Because this would be what? 77 gigabytes plus 50 gigabytes. So that's what, 130 gigabytes pretty much. 130 gigabytes plus. Can you fit all of that on a standard Blu-ray? All right, take it easy, Akchi. Let's see, I mean, FF7 Rebirth, they put it on two discs. Yeah, they did. That's true, they did. That's true. Most people aren't even gonna know any better when it comes to all this stuff. They're gonna be like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. I want to play the game. It looks lit. So how much can a Blu-ray game, a PS5 Blu-ray hold? A 100 gigabytes of data. Yeah, 100 gigabytes of data. That's what I'm getting right here, 100 gigabytes. So, yeah, I think Final Fantasy had to cut it down to like what? Or it had to make 2 discs for the game. So there was that as well. That's just, if a game is 2 discs in today's day, I think I'm just going to buy it digital. I think I'm just going to roll with the digital copy of the game if that's the case. I don't know if I want to change this, like the PS1 days or something. Or even the 360 days. Yeah, that's lower than I thought it would be too. So that's lower than I thought it would be. But hey. Yeah, Prime says that didn't take a picture, but at the he quote tweeted both. So didn't take a picture, but same at my local Walmart. They have 0 units at the moment. I know the system isn't actually sold out. Yeah, it's not actually sold out in the U.S. This is just local retail on the shipment truck. Pokopia seems to be moving units. Yeah, it's moving units for sure. So There you go. So absolutely. Yo, that's it with the Toby Buster.
Great afternoon, OJ. Hopefully all is well with you this evening. Sounds like everything is moving forward, and that is always good. This is for the end of the stream.
Yes, sir.
Music request F-Zero GX any track.
Yes,
this
sir.
was one great stream today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 189. 11, only 11 combos down the way. Yo, big love. Double platinum. Man, we are close. Thank you guys so much. Shout outs to my man, the one, the only, Mr. Vadset. I also want to add this in real quick to Vadset. The 49ers, or Cam reposted this, or Cam on Twitter posted this, and so did my man Danny G, who's a Niners guy and like Nintendo and video game guy and PS5 guy. He says this: the 49ers might have had the best offseason in the NFL. Dre Greenlaw back for cheap. $7 million. I mean, not really cheap, but it's cheap for NFL terms. Mike Evans on a cheap 3-year deal. Osa Idighizua. Osa Idighizua. He's definitely Nigerian. Shout outs to my fellow Nigerian brother. Trade. They're paying him $20 million, but it's really, that's all he's owed. If he sucks, then they can get rid of him. He has no more guaranteed money after this year. Osa, he's one of the best interior defensive linemen. And great DC hire with Raheem Morris. Bringing the brother, my man, Raheem Morris from Atlanta, the head coach from Atlanta, defensive coordinator. And Fred Warner's coming back, and Bosa's coming back, and Michael Williams is coming back. Woo! The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Ooh, baby, I can't wait to see Michael, Bosa, Osa, Fred Warner. Woo, it's gonna be a good year this year. It's gonna, and Mike Evans, big old 6'5", big old 6'5", long, lanky basketball looking, Grant Hill looking player. Oh man, this is great. This is great, man. I'm feeling good. All right, okay, let's get back to the stuff here. Back to the stuff here. F-Zero GX any track. Excuse me. Excuse me. Raheem was your best pickup? No. Osa's one of the best interior defense. He's a top 10 in, he was number 2 in pressures from the interior defensive lineman spot. He had 52 pressures on the year. That's more than like all of the Niners combined for last year. He had 52 pressures. That was top, I think that was number 2 for interior linemen. And then Osa was number 6 in QB hits. He had 20 QB hits. That was number 6. So he generates pressure and he's disruptive. He gets into the backfield immediately. Very good defense, interior defensive lineman. I went and watched some of his plays for the Cowboys. He was very disruptive. Made the quarterback move all the time. That's what we needed. Very good pickup. He's one of the top, I'd probably say top 10 defensive linemen in the NFL. Interior lineman, like nose tackle interior lineman. Mike Evans, he's still got a lot left in the tank, man. And let me tell you the reason why. You're being a hypocrite, Nick. Because when Davante Adams, who is also the same age, goes over to the Rams, you say it's a great pickup. You say it's awesome. You say, oh, I'm so happy. You say all this stuff. You had no problem with Davante Adams, who's also older, you know? And you had no issue with that. You didn't make it Davante Adams. He's 33. Mike Evans. He's 32. He's a little younger than Davante Adams. And you were loving that Davante Adams pickup. You're like, oh, this is going to be great. And it ended up being really good. Mike Evans can have the same impact of Davante Adams. A big receiver that can get open, separation, that can also red zone threat. red zone threat. So, not having an experienced receiver that knows what they're doing, that can get open and can grab touchdown catches, that's exactly what the 49ers needed. A big receiver, down the field threat that can get open, Randy Moss people, and once again can separate. That's what they needed. They needed that. And they haven't had that yet. I mean, Brandon Ayuk, not really a big receiver, but they had Ayuk, but he went AWOL. So that's what they needed, man. I need Jimmy G. No, I don't. The funny thing is that the Steam version of Crimson Desert has DRM down, and people are saying that they're canceling their pre-orders. That's how you know they do care. They do care to play games. Yeah, I did see the whole DRM thing. There's always a catch with certain games, man. There's always a catch. There's always a catch. So, so I'm very happy about that. Very happy. Shout outs to my man, once again, the big bad cent. Thank you for the big 20. $19.58. Let's go. We are out here today, bro. We are out here. Pokemon Pokopia dominating. PlayStation 5 doing great. Xbox with the new Helix. A lot of excitement in these parts when it comes to gaming. Crimson Desert getting deserted. There's got to be a catch, right? There was always going to be a catch. Because Crimson Desert, it can't have all this stuff and there be nothing stupid about the game. Nothing that people get upset about, you know? So there you go. And Fred Warner on Twitter or on Instagram said, "Ooh wee!" when he found out that Dre Greenlaw's coming back. Oh baby, oh my gosh! Don't you just? Woo! This is a sight for sore eyes. I like this. Oh my gosh, this is a sight for sore eyes, man. This just looks so fantastic. This just looks. It's so good to have Dre Greenlaw back. Let's go. Just gotta stay healthy. Just gotta stay healthy. Now, if I had dreads, I'd look like Dre Greenlaw. I can. I'm not 6'3" though, or whatever he is. Oh man, every game has a catch, man. Yes, I do recommend a screen protector. I recommend the Satisfy Ronin grip. I recommend the case that it comes with. Here, let me give you everything that I recommend. I should probably make a video about this, but whatever. Yo, Drew Arco with the big 20 euros. Dono coming in. Let's go. Let's go. Shout outs, man. All right, take it easy, Dan Dips. Only 11 times? Well, why not? Yes, sir. You did more than that. You did more. More power. Yo, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. Seriously, thank you so much. Big love to Drew Arco with the big 20. Ronin case. Drew Arco, do you have a Ronin case? Screen protector. It's kind of, I don't know why I have so many fingerprints on here. I shouldn't, but I do. I think just grabbing it. But I was playing it docked. But yeah, screen protector. Nice screen protector. Make sure the screen's good. Get a quality. Don't buy the really cheap ones. Buy like the Omni Glass or whatever. Buy like the $30 one. So I recommend. It's on Twitter or not Twitter. It's on Amazon. Buy like the quality ones. That's like the $30 one. Ronin grip. Definitely get a Ronin grip. These Ronin grips are cool because if you buy physical games, you can keep some cartridges right there. I've got Dragon Quest right here. Anytime that I need to play it, I can just, and you can put two of them. You can go one here. You can go one here. But also, if you get the premium Ronin grip thing, comes like with this case, and this case is awesome. It's a nice case. It's nice premium. It's got a grippy feel to it. It's reinforced on here. Got some nice zips. And it's nice and matted, so it doesn't scratch your screen. It's like suede. No screen scratching if you don't have it. Nice zip at the top here for all of your headphones and cleaning cloths and charging cables that you need. You can put a power bank in here as well. Like, so if you have like a small power bank, easily fits right inside there. So I do recommend that. And here's all your games. So you can put all your games. It fits multiple games as well. And yeah, it's good. And also this has a zip too, so you can zip that. It's a great traveling case. I like it, like I said, a lot. It's a very good case, and it fits all nice and snug. And like I said, the top feels like kind of like leathery too. It's a nice like leathery feel to it. So yeah, and you can also, it comes like with the strap thingy too. So like you can put like a longer strap on it and like tie it to these things right here. Like, I don't know if you can, it's kind of hard to see, but like, yeah, these right here, there you go. So like you can put like a long, almost carry like a purse if you want to do like a man bag. I think somebody like Party Man might want to. I think somebody like Party Man might want to, you know, make it into a purse if you want. I'm not judging, but you know. but yeah, you can do all that. So good stuff. Shout outs to Drew Arco, man. Got my grip in the mail, the same bundle. Got the FF7 in the grip slot whenever I decide to go back to Yuffie's DLC. There you go. Grips are nice, but it adds a lot more weight, making them uncomfortable for me. Still waiting on my Split Pad Pro. It does add, I wouldn't say it adds a lot more weight, but it adds bulk. It definitely adds bulk to it, so it does make it a bit heavier with the grips, but it makes it, to me, more comfortable to play lying down in bed. It makes it more comfortable, because the problem like with the Joy-Cons, like, or just like this, it is lighter, but it's still heavy. They did their best with trying to make it like a little bit of a curve there, but you're right here is gonna hit you. You know, it's gonna hit you right here when you try to play for long periods of time. Although it does feel nice, you know, like this. Now this grip, yeah, it does add a bit of weight. It's not super light, but I do think that it's worth the payoff when it comes to it. You know, it's worth the payoff of having a more comfortable play. But yes, for some people, it might add a bit too much weight and it might make it uncomfortable. But it's goated for lying down in bed and playing. It's way more comfortable to hold, though it feels like you're holding a big controller. Yeah, exactly. Does make it more heavy, you know. So, players, I think Crimson Desert will have the same issue of when you can't just do, of when you can just do anything and it works. You won't have to think. You just become disengaged. Limitations are important. It depends. I mean, like, you know, some of the best games like Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom have like all sorts of crazy stuff. So, and Minecraft has all sorts of crazy stuff. So, we'll see. We'll see what ends up. 49er fan cycle every year is championship year. Joke, you guys definitely better next year. Listen, I didn't say anything about championship. I just said that, hey, look, it's looking good this year. And once again, 49ers are usually a championship contender. Do they win it? They haven't won it in 30 years. I know that. But you've got to be a contender to win it. You've got to be a contender. And the 49ers are always in the mix. Usually they're in the mix. Now, sometimes they're not, but a lot of times they're in the mix. And that's all I can hope for. I mean, I want them to win it. But all you can hope for is to put a competitive team and play. I know how hard it is to win a championship. I never won a championship at any real level outside of Pee Wee. Like my 6th grade year, my 7th grade year, my 8th grade year, and my 9th grade year. Those were the only years, because we had a really good team that we all kind of grew up playing together. Yeah, we won championships, but those are little league. Those are nothing. My sophomore year on varsity, no Valley title. My junior year, no Valley title. And we had good teams. My senior year, 12-0, undefeated. 10-0 undefeated season. Valley title game, blown out. 42-10. Too many mistakes. From drop, touchdown, block, punt, too many mistakes. And we had a very good team. We had multiple all-area players. I was all-area. I had 2 all-area linemen. We had a guy go to, my friend Big Ben, he went to University of Washington. We had great players across the board, blown out, you know? So it's like you can do everything right and still lose. When I went to college, lost. Junior college, first year. Fresno State lost each time. We had no chance of winning a national title. So it's like I played semi-pro football, didn't even make the playoffs. 2 years, didn't even make the playoffs, bro. Didn't even make the playoffs. We had an okay team, but it wasn't that great. So I've won nothing in my career of football. You know, even at easier levels than the NFL. So I'm not trying to make an excuse for it. I'm just saying it's really hard. I think guys like Patrick Mahomes and guys like Tom Brady make it look easy. But the reality is winning a championship at any high level, so I'm going to say like Division I football or like, you know, high level high school is very, very hard. It's not easy. I never won one. I have 0 Valley title rings. I have 0 college football rings. I have 0 even semi-pro football rings. And there was only 4 teams in the league. And we couldn't even make the playoffs or whatever. Or there was like 6 teams in the league. We were losing record each year. So it's like, I know how it is, man. It's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy. I can't even win a freaking high school championship with great players. We got blown out. So it's tough. It's tough. It's not easy. I think Fire Emblem 4 purse suits you more. I like it. I like it. Definitely more comfortable than without. 100%. I'm waiting for the perfect one, so I bought many already. Yeah, I bought so many grips over the last number of months. Yeah, if somebody can make some Joy-Cons that are super comfortable to hold, that have HD rumble, I'm in. I will buy those. But until then, I don't know. Let's see here. Is there any OJ football clips? I'll put one together and I'll show you guys one of these days. Yeah, I've got some clips of me playing.
Who's your favorite 49er QB since Steve Young? Jeff Garcia, Alex Smith, Kaepernick, Garoppolo, Purdy?
My favorite QB since Steve Young? Probably like it's not Garoppolo. It's between Kaepernick and Purdy. Like, I loved what Kaepernick brought to the table. The athleticism, the arm strength. He couldn't make all the throws, though, but he was so athletic and so fast and so big and strong. You always felt like you had a way, like, he can drive you down to score a touchdown. He was so deadly, so I loved the dual threat about him. But Purdy is definitely the more prototypical quarterback. He's like a mixture of, like, Jeff Garcia and like Steve Young. He's like kind of like in between them. Obviously he's not as good as Steve Young, but he's probably a little bit better than Jeff Garcia. Maybe a little bit. He's probably a bit better than Jeff Garcia. Not even a little bit. He's probably like a lot bit better than Jeff Garcia, but a good amount better than Jeff Garcia. But he's more closer to Jeff Garcia than he is to Steve Young, right? So I like that as well too. I like Purdy and Kaepernick, those two. This is nice. I want to see some. I'll cut together. I have some clips or some stuff of my first game ever of varsity football. Decades ago. I have some clips of my first ever varsity football game. Where I freaking tore them up. I had a good offensive line. I want to make sure that I make this very clear. My offensive line was very good. But man, I think I ran for like I had like 200 yards and I had like 2 touchdowns. That was my first varsity football game. I had like 200 yards and like 2 touchdowns. Man, we were getting beat though. We were getting slammed. We were getting beat like 21-0. We were getting skunked at home, and then we came back and beat them. And like yeah, it was a good game. Like I said, but I had a good offensive line. They were very good. But yeah, like I tore them up, bro. Like I was hitting them with the jukes. I was hitting them with the spin move, bro. We had them. We had them on the ropes. Let's see here from the 70s. Oh, you have the Seahawks offensive line. I'll say this, not quite. We were building towards that. My junior year, I had the Seahawks offensive line. Like we lost to, of course we lost to a Clovis team, but we lost in the semifinals my junior year. But my junior year I had a freaking Seahawks Sean Alexander. That was because like the offense was based around me that year. My sophomore year it wasn't. We had a senior quarterback, like a 6'6" senior quarterback. So like they based the offense kind of like around him and single back. So I would be running out of single back, and like we did some I formation and all that, but I averaged about maybe 10 to 15 carries per game. My junior year, and I had 1,000 yards plus. I had a good year. My junior year, they said, screw all that. We had a short little, 5 foot something quarterback that couldn't throw down the field, but he was athletic. He could move. So we started running. We ran the power I. And we just got back. We had 2 tight ends, 2 fullback, and we would just run option and draw and option and pitch and power I and counter. And I'd get like freaking 25 to 30 carries per a game. And they built me a freaking custom. It was crazy, bro. They built me a custom bodysuit that I put on underneath my pads because I'm getting hit 24/7 because I'm getting like 30 carries per a game. So they made me a custom bodysuit with extra padding so I can play every week because I'd be getting hit so much, So we just ran the ball like crazy. And I had like 2,000 something yards. I had like 20 something touchdowns for the year. It was crazy. It was like a crazy year. But then my senior year, we actually got a good quarterback. And that was my best year in high school. My senior year, we had a good quarterback. So my carries reduced. I still had a good amount of yards, but my carries reduced because we threw the ball more. But my junior year, we literally had like Seahawks, man. It was crazy. Big old dudes. My man Ryan, my man Moose, my man Big Ben. The whole line averaged like 6 foot, minimum 6'2", 6'3". 230 pounds, 250, 300. Like, oh my God. We had a Seahawks line my junior year. My senior year, we did too as well, but we just didn't run the ball as much. But my junior year, it was Seahawks. It was Sean Alexander Seahawks football, bro. It was crazy. It was great. I was beat up every single week, though. I was beat up like hell, man. Like, it was so bad to the point to where they let me sometimes I would take class off because I'd have chest pain or I'd have like leg pain. Like in class, I would just be like, because like it was crazy. Like one game I got like 40 carries and like I couldn't walk the next day. So like it was fun though, fun times. But we just ran the ball down everybody's throat. And then like we would run the ball, and then we'd play action, and then the guy would be like wide open. And then our quarterback would throw a duck wide open to like, there's a guy named Garrett. He was like super fast, like a 4.4, low 4.4, high 4.3 40, blazing fast guy, little thin little, well he's mixed, but Asian guy, Asian and white, but everybody thought he was black for some reason because he was so fast. But he's not. He's Asian and white. But anyway, super fast, super fast, like 150 pounds, like 5'5", but he was blazing fast, and we would just fake the handoff to me, then throw it to him, and he would just score a touchdown, So it was great. It was a fun season. Was he play? Well, Refrigerator Perry, he was like the fullback, right? No, we didn't have any fullbacks like that, but I had a good fullback though. We had a good team. It was good teams. It was a lot of fun. Still remember when Kaepernick beat Boise State in college? Yeah, Kaepernick was goated in college. He was so good. But all right, guys, I think we're going to have to wrap it up here. Enough of my old football tales. I had a brand new video that came out today, though. So if you haven't seen that video, please, make sure you check it out. I think it's a fun video. Talks about Sega, talks about Pokopia. I think you guys are kind of Piccopia out, though. I think the algorithm is Piccopia out when it comes down to it. So check out my video today if you haven't seen it already. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. And yes, it was from the 70s. It was old school, man. Old school, baby. Old school. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate that. We'll be back for JoJo Friday, but it will be earlier. I will be streaming like around maybe like 12 or 1 o'clock my time. Like 12 or 1 o'clock. So it's like maybe like 3 to 4 Eastern time. So yeah, it'll be a little bit early because I got some stuff to do. So thank you guys so much for watching today. Big love to everybody that dropped donos, man. You guys were crazy. Double platinum combo breakers today. We got to play this too as well. Limit break. Shout out to you guys. Incredible. So I appreciate that. Seriously, I appreciate it. Love you guys. Thank you for all the donos. Like I said, Justin, shout outs to Drew Arco, Broads Gamer, everybody that dropped donos, all the Elite Ninjas, all the new members today. Thank you guys so much as well. That's it. Thank you, Deported. Thank you guys so much for your support today. We will be back tomorrow. Like always, thank you guys once again, man. You guys make this streaming stuff so much more fun for me. And I appreciate the support. It helps me keep everything going here. So thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you guys for being awesome. And we will see you guys for tomorrow. JoJo Friday. Tomorrow should be fun. All right, guys. Love y'all.